The Cubs took care of business at home.
Swanson goes to second. They get one. Over to first. That's a double play, and the Cubs win the ballgame. And it is time to fly the W as the Cubs beat the Mets by a score of 12-4. The Mets now have lost 9 in a row.
Cubs radio network on the call. They beat the Mets 12-4 for their third straight win. Off the field, the San Diego Padres are finalizing a $3.9 billion sale to Chelsea Football Club co-owner and private investor Jose Feliciano and wife Kwanzaa Jones. In the NFL, Houston Texans All-Pro defensive end Will Anderson agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension with $100 million of that guaranteed, making him the highest non-paid quarterback in the NFL. In the NBA, we're about a half hour away from the Eastern Conference playing game where the Magic are hosting the Hornets, 7:30 Eastern time.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
All right, welcome in. With that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3.
Thank you, LeBron.
Not 4.
Appreciate it.
Not 5.
No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, live.
We'll do it live.
On YouTube.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Thank
do
you.
it.
Appreciate it. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
We are indeed the Odd Couple on a funky flashback Friday. Here comes the weekend. And yes, you will need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Rich and Covino.
On the planet.
Monty and also Kerry Rhodes.
On the planet.
Ben Mallard.
On the planet.
Running out of people.
There we go. Let's get it started right. At least when people are still awake is what I'm just trying to say. Sorry about that, Ben. It's all good. All right, write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen out there who can't figure out letters and numbers, it's 877-996-6369. And if you hear feedback on the line when you call in, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
That's right. And if you're calling here and have a problem with what we say to you, tough, because
you forgot.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. Do you have a problem? Turn off your station.
That's right. With all that said, always remember.
Sweetie, beatie, yeah.
All right, hey, let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. He is
Kelvin
Washington.
What up? Happy funky flashback Friday. Feeling good. You know what I mean, man? Weekend's coming up. I'm acting like I'm rested, even though, I operate on like 27 minutes of sleep all week, but it's all good, man. We got a lot of stuff.
Hey, that's the life you've chosen. I don't want to hear about it.
Listen, no complaints. I just told you I'm turned up. I'm ready.
Let's go. All right. We got
don't be trying to hold on. Don't be trying to act like this is lean on me and you, Mr. Joe Clark. That's the life you chose. You're doing it expeditiously.
Exactly.
Hold on. You ain't Morgan Freeman. You might look like it, but you ain't Morgan.
Do I look like Morgan Freeman? Lord have mercy. No,
it
I
just
do
fit
not.
It fit with my joke right there. It fit with my joke.
All I'm going to say is, hey, it is what it is. We've all both chosen this path. Me and you are ultra busy. All I do is just stay busy trying to make things happen my whole life. And until I retire, that's the life I've chosen, and that's what I want to do.
What? You only got 20 more years, though, you said.
Yeah, all right. 20 more years.
Rob G, I can't wait. We're going to be like, look at this guy on YouTube. He needs to go. He looks like death, as you like to say.
He looks like Bob Ryan. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that
Stop
out loud?
it. Hey, the mics are on. The mics are on.
Hello? Is this on?
Yeah,
All right.
it's on.
Sorry about that. All right. Yes, we do have a very, very busy day. Let's say make sure you check out our YouTube channel and go subscribe. That's right. Go to Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Also, go check out, and also I should say hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Check us out on YouTube. You can watch us live right now. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. All right, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew on this funky Flashback Friday. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without him. Rob G is our producer.
Blood Mexican is.
Alex is our engineer.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
If it's Bree, it's for me is on the update. And Bree will keep us updated throughout the program. Hi, Bree. It's great to see you. And, of course, Elijah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, there you go. Elijah, our
Who?
social media guru, is in effect as well. All right, Rob G, there's a game tonight. We could see the Warriors go home. We could only hope.
Wow. Why you ain't go the other way? We can see him advance. Wow.
I'm just being honest on what I like. I'd like to see them go away.
All right now.
It would be
All right.
great.
You go back to Michigan, Draymond might go home for a
okay.
weekend. He gonna go Rudy Gobert you.
Yeah, okay. No, I have to not be looking for him to hit me. I'm just
That's
saying.
a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point.
That's how he
That's
rolls.
a good point. Touche.
Well, the reason they're in that position is because they had a winner-take-all game on Wednesday against the Clippers. We talked about it, and Draymond Green put the absolute clamps on Kawhi Leonard. Defended him on 12 half-court possessions in the fourth quarter. Kawhi couldn't even get a shot off in the fourth quarter. He actually capped off that game with 2 steals, one of them on an inbound pass towards Kawhi Leonard. He picks it off, fast break bucket. And then the very next possession, picks his pocket, goes down the other way to clinch the win for Golden State. Draymond Green, a big reason why the Warriors are playing tonight.
And that's the thing. Despite sometimes his terrible takes with his new media, despite, as we mentioned, sucker punching people and putting people in headlocks and choking people out and stumping people, dang it, that's why Steve Kerr is ride or die with him, Rob. That is why the whole Warriors organization is so ride or die with Draymond Green. They know he brings so much to the table for that team, for that organization, and has been so vital. And at times, some games, some series been more important than anyone else. And I think that's why when you look at a guy like Steve Kerr, and I mean this part sincerely, where we might go, well, why wouldn't you suspend him there? Or why wouldn't you kind of speak up there? Steve Kerr has been a part of teams before where they had a little crazy, where they had a little Dennis Rodman, who he knew Phil Jackson would say, hey, go blow some steam in Vegas, right? How unorthodox is that? But sometimes you got to do these things for guys who bring something that no one else can. And that's the benefit of what the Warriors have had for the last 10, 12 years. No one can do what Steph Curry does, and very few, if anybody, can do in the league what Draymond does for that team. And when you watch that game, and when you watch other games before, but especially this most recent one, Kawhi Leonard's been on a tear. He's averaging the highest points per game in his entire career, year 14, 27 a game. We know what he's done the second half of this season for that Clipper team. They were able to bounce back and get themselves in a position to ultimately be in the play-in and playoffs. Rob G just mentioned it. Locked him down, he being Kawhi. He put the claw on the claw. And to the tune of not just the points, Rob G only had 2 points. The turnovers. He had him at half court. He couldn't even get past it, and he's throwing terrible passes, he being Kawhi, because he was getting clamped up. And he even admitted it. He said Draymond is a Hall of Famer defender, and he was locking me up. And I actually appreciate Kawhi being man enough to admit that. And it's not just that. It's what he means for them emotionally. He supplies something that Steph Curry can't do. It's just not in his makeup, right? He's not vocal. He's not getting in people's faces. He's not grabbing guys by the jersey, pointing to tell them where they should be defensively, pointing to tell them where they should be in their positions. And also, as much as people like to say Steph Curry is the greatest point guard, the top 2 greatest point guards, he is really a combo guard. And I say that to say Draymond initiates their offense. Now, Steph has done it more the last handful of years than he did the first 10, but Draymond has led that team in assists multiple years. He's the one who gets them going, and he has a chemistry with Steph that no one else has ever had, where he knows how to get Steph the ball, the little drop pass he does where he picks the guy as well. He knows how to when Steph resets, knows exactly where to get him. And I think, Rob, he just showed an example of why he may drive us crazy, may do boneheaded things at times, may say some wild stuff, was hilarious on that prank show that Anthony Davis has. But that is why Steph loves him, puts up with everything. Kerr puts up with everything. And that organization, because at points in times, he is instrumental for them to win. And I don't think, again, they win nearly as much as they have without Draymond Green. And he just proved it again the other night.
Can't disagree with you more. Draymond Green actually has cost them 3 championships, at least. And that's the issue that you have. This team could be an even better dynasty if Draymond Green could do what being a good teammate is. You think he's a good teammate. How is he a good teammate when he was a part of the 3-1 choke job that they're famous for? Because he kicked LeBron in the nuts, excuse my language, and wound up getting suspended for that game. They were up 3-1. They wound up losing that series. He ran Kevin Durant out of town, okay, another guy who won back-to-back championships for him, called him a name on national television, ran him out of town. Who knows if Kevin Durant would have stayed there and got healthy again? They might have won another 2 or 3. And then he sucker punches Jordan Poole, who's the only young guy that the Warriors were able to develop who panned out, and they got him out of town as well. So I hear you. He works with his team. I think it's a prisoner of the moment. You just said it. Yes.
The moment?
Yeah, it's a prisoner of the moment. And all I'm saying to you is that there's way more instances where he's a deterrent or not a deterrent, but a problem with the organization. And, yes, they have won mostly because of Steph and Clay. And, yes, Draymond has had a part in it. There's no doubt about it. But this is why Draymond didn't go to Detroit when they offered him that big contract, because he knows by himself he's not that guy, and they wouldn't be good and they wouldn't win because he needs those other guys, and that has helped him. Draymond Green would not be going to the Basketball Hall of Fame, which everybody gets to go to, without Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Do you think Steph has 4 without Dre?
Yeah, because somebody else can do dirty work. Somebody else can do dirty work, but somebody else can't shoot. Everybody's saying Steph is the greatest shooter, and we haven't seen anybody do that. I've seen players do what Draymond's done. A guy named Dennis Rodman, and there are other players who have done that dirty work, so that I don't agree with you. I think somebody else could do that dirty work.
But, okay.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear you. You can't name me another player that does what he does in the NBA. I'm not saying ever.
I'm telling you that with those 2 guys that they had set up with that, if you got the right guy, and I'm not saying he's going to be exactly like Draymond, but you could get people to do dirty work, grab rebounds, pass the basketball.
I don't think you can find a guy. Watch this, though.
It ain't impossible.
I don't think you find a guy who does the dirty work, as you mentioned, who will also be the vocal leader by far on that team, not even a close second, and then also who will lead your team in assists. You're not finding that guy. You can find a guy who just can rebound and defend.
Yeah, but you can find a guy that might not cost you 3 or 4 championships with his
I'm glad you said that. Let's go back to that. Steph Curry, this is where one time you and I agree in that first 2/3 of Steph's career, I think he didn't get enough slack. What I mean by that is if Steph is the unanimous MVP, 2-time MVP, and they're up 3-1, I don't care if Draymond's out for 1 game. You have to win that because Kobe Bryant would never have gotten that much slack if Lamar Odom was out. If LeBron had Kevin Love out 3 games, but he still had Kyrie, he would never get that much slack. Jordan would never get that much slack. You were up 3-1. Yeah, you lost Draymond for a singular game. Unanimous 2-time MVP. I need you to win this series. So I don't buy he costing that. I buy where's your cape, Steph Curry, at that era, that iteration of Steph, if you're that guy like that.
No, but Draymond knew what he was facing when he did what he did to LeBron.
I'm not saying it's not stupid. I don't disagree with that.
He did that. He's the one. There was no reason to put the team in that jeopardy.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
And that's what I'm saying to you is that those are the reckless moments that you start to look that this could have been special. He could go whatever he says, rip on KD. KD was the Finals MVP 2 years in a row. Draymond was the one who started the begging to get him to come there.
And that's what I was going to say.
Town.
He got him there. Draymond got him there. So as much as he may have, quote, using your term, ran him out, he's also the reason KD
I
came.
just think Draymond is in the perfect situation. And
I don't
on his lonely by himself, if he was a top pick and went to some team, they're not winning championships.
No, they're not. And I don't know if Steph singularly was. Steph wasn't even supposed to be the guy. Monte Ellis was the guy those first couple years. My point is, things work out. Chauncey Billups doesn't go to the Pistons. Maybe he's not in the Hall of Fame because he's just a journeyman point guard. So
you're saying that Steph would be a journeyman point guard? Is that what you're saying? If without
Draymond?
Saying
Steph might. I'm answering. Steph might have a ring. He might have Steph does not have 4 rings without Dre.
I think Dre has no rings without Steph. All right,
and that very well could be true.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. And it's real easy. Is Draymond Green as valuable to the Warriors as Steph Curry? That's your man, Kelvin Washington, on a Funky Flashback Friday, talking nonsense. We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay,
America.
All right, stick and stay. I got to break this down for you. Let's talk about Maryland. So, if you are in need, listen up. Take the next step towards your future with an affordable online degree or certificate from University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Classes start May 13th, and when you apply now, your application fee is waived. Choose from over 135 skills-based programs, earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Don't forget, you can save now with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Visit umgc.edu to learn more.
So, Kelvin, yesterday the story was here when Diana Rossini resigned from the Athletic. Not surprised. I didn't get a chance to chime in. So it wasn't surprising to me. I told you from Jump Street she should be fired because of it just was a conflict of interest. And I said it from day one and whatnot. But now Mike Vrabel.
Who you were talking about? Vrabel.
Vrabel. My God, I can't get it out.
It's okay. No, the G was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. The Vrabel was crazy.
Right. I said he was Babro. That's what she had called him.
That's what she did call her, Babro.
Babro. But his situation, and people are like, oh, it's a double standard. Nothing happened to him. He gets to keep his job, and all this stuff, and there's no issues there. And there's just a couple things. It is a different situation. One is moral, one is professional, one is you're covering somebody. It's just not the same thing. But I'm not letting them off the hook totally, okay?
Okay.
Because in this case, I think he comes off as a coward now. Now we're at a point now where he's ducking the media and does not want to address it. And you can't be a head football coach, talk about accountability, being a leader of men, and you're not willing yourself to at least clear the air on what happened. His comments when he said it was laughable are null and void now because someone just stepped down from a job. It's not laughable. It's not pictures out of context. Do you understand what I'm saying? We've passed that. This was not cleared up like they said it was. It was a party of 6 where there were other people. They just weren't in the picture or they weren't around when you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
None of that. Where are those witnesses? Where are those people? Nobody has stepped forward. And Mike, people feel like he got off scot-free, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Patriots are also... He's a coward, and the Patriots are a terrible organization because they don't demand that he clear this up for their fan base and for their players to move forward, to let people know what exactly this was. And let us hear from your mouth so that we don't have to speculate. We don't have to figure it out for ourselves. We don't have to guess. You got to be willing to stand up there, good, bad, or indifferent, every single time. That's the standards that's set. That's why people don't respect the Patriots for all the winning that they've done, is because there's always some cheating scandal or something that's behind it. Even with their owner, there was a situation. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is who the Patriots are. And I feel it's just bad. And the players will might not say anything, and they'll just kind of go on, and I understand they got jobs to do or whatever. They're not going to lose any sleep over it. But I'm telling you, there are players there who might be cut from a different cloth, who see their coach as, like, is this a guy who's trustworthy? Mm-hmm. Is this a guy who's an honest guy? Is this a guy? There are people who are family men who don't believe in this all sort of extracurricular activities. Yeah. And that's where I think that there's an issue, and he needs to own up to it.
So I think we talked about this a bit yesterday, me and Kerry, but now with the more information that there are some reports, ESPN reporting and others saying that he's not expected to address the media until the NFL draft. Which they're trying to say they already had a guy who was going to do it. Elliot Wolf he was already pre-scheduled. But no, when there's a bit of a scandal, when there's something going on, it's okay to step in front of it and say, hey, whatever his thing is, hey, this is not what you think, or hey, I love her, or hey, whatever it may be, hey, I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. So for him to not do that, I do think is ducking some smoke and is ducking some accountability from a team that has billed themselves as the accountable team, right? The no distractions team, the Patriot Way organization. So this is what you usually hear from them top down organizationally.
And Vrabel, he's a part of that.
And he was a player, now he's the coach. So absolutely you would expect that from your leader. So I don't believe I believe once he addresses it to the team that they'll be able to look at him and say, all right, hey, that's between you and your lady. Cool, you addressed it with us. We're moving on. I think they'll be able to do that because I think athletes, I said this yesterday, they're amazing at compartmentalizing. They have to, right? Fox Sports Radio, your boys, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, the Odd Couple, on a Funky Flashback Friday. University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations, no application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu for that. Shekel City on the way. We got Play of the Day, and we're going to have an ode to Garrett Anderson. That'll be coming up as well. So still a lot to get to this hour. All right, Rob, 877-99 on Fox. Big win for the Warriors as they got a game happening here shortly in just a little bit against the Suns. And Draymond was a pivotal part. I've said he has played such a pivotal role, and that's why that organization loves him, even through all the boneheadedness. You say you're over him and his antics. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Tony in Miami. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony? How are you?
What's going on, guys? For the first time since his inception, I'm going to have to side with ultra-positive Kelvin. I really think that combo is it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's kind of like a beautiful vinaigrette dressing, and you can't really pinpoint what that ingredient is, but it is special in terms of what happened, in terms of him costing him. I think, Rob, I love you to death. I delivered your papers in my youth, but I will say that there's a sequence of events. There's context that you're missing, and I think if you put it, he is a part of the problem. But if you're going to blame somebody on losing that championship, I would go with Adam Silver. He is on record saying that if it was Game 7, he would have not suspended Draymond Green. So he's putting an emphasis on these games.
No, Draymond got himself suspended. I hear you, Tony, but you're making an excuse. And you got to know what's at stake, and it was dumb, and it cost them. That's all I'm saying, is you gave them a chance to come back, and they lost. That's it.
And they had 2 more games to win.
Sure
Come on, Steph Curry.
Sure they did. I'm just saying, but it was a part of it. There's no reason to win. There's no reason to miss a game in the finals. I'm sorry. When you can avoid it, that's all I'm saying. You could avoid that, and he's selfish. He decided that he was more important than the team. 877.
I'm mad at Tony, by the way, because he ain't got to agree with me all the time. Ain't no way that was his first time agreeing. Listen, I done smoked you a handful of times. Come on, Tony. Montana. All right, who next?
No, if you want to join in, jump in 877-99 on Fox. Hey, he listens to the show. He knows you're mostly positive 95% of the time.
No, me and Rob G. No, me and Rob G. figured it out.
You find good in no matter. It could be the worst thing in the world.
Absolutely not.
No, it is. That's why he said it.
Watch this. First of all, I ain't listening to nothing. He ain't right all the time. Here's what me and Rob G. figured out. You are so extreme that if anybody else is 85% or 75%, it looks like they're all the time positive. Because you're so extreme on the other side. 0 or 100, right? Look at you smiling because you know it's that way.
No.
So therefore, if I say, hey, LeBron, I don't like this, I don't like this. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers need to do this. I even talk about the Lions. I don't like this is Jared Goff's last year, and I don't like Dan. I'll come on the whole thing and tell you Dan Campbell is costing his team. But let y'all.
So do we have our Jordan's bet for the Pistons reaching the NBA Finals? NBA.
I thought we had one on them winning the
coming
East.
out of the East. No, coming out of the East, getting to the NBA Finals. What do we got?
No. I told you I don't like Jason Tatum coming back. No, that stands in their way. They ain't ready for that. They were ready for a Jaylen Brown led.
Wow.
They're not ready for a Jason.
You're not okay.
No, absolutely not. No. They're not. Listen, you're looking at a championship caliber team who has a championship, who's been to another one, been together. They're not ready for that. It'll be a great series if they were to get. Now, I would say, I got to look at the standings again. I don't recall if they end up with the Knicks. We can talk.
No, it's too late. You could we don't know. I'm saying right now before the playoffs start, do you have the Pistons going?
No.
Okay, that's it.
Celtics, Thunder.
Right, leave it at that. Oh, that's really going out on a limb. Thanks.
Well, that's what the NBA does. You could have picked Cavs Warriors for like 8 years, and you would have been right 6 of them. You could have went Lakers Celtics in the 80s. Matter of fact, the 90s, you could have picked Jordan every year he was there. You would have had him in the finals. I'm not messing with you. All right, that we got coming up on the other side of trending. We have a conversation about the Orlando Magic and how maybe they haven't been a team people thought they would be. We'll do that in just a moment. If it's Bree, it's for me now with the update.
Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Starting in Major League Baseball, the Cubs beat the Mets 12-4. Chicago has won 3 straight, and they've scored 33 runs during that win streak. Off the field, a former 3-time Major League All-Star outfielder Garrett Anderson has passed away at the age of 53. I actually had season tickets when I was younger to the Angels, so I saw him a few times. Oh, well, obviously multiple times. So that was very devastating news. In the NFL, Houston Texans All-Pro defensive end Will Anderson agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension with $100 million of that guaranteed, making him the highest non-paid quarterback in the NFL. Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett is not attending the first phase of off-season workouts as he's looking for an extension that pays him starter-level money. We're minutes away from the Eastern Conference play-in game where the Magic are hosting the Hornets at 7:30 Eastern Time. Later on tonight in the Western side, the Warriors are headed to Phoenix to play the Suns. And then the winner of that, they'll play the Thunder. Back to you guys.
All right, Bree, thank you so much. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a funky flashback Friday. Shekel City on the way. Your tie rack play of the day. And as Bree just mentioned there, we have a conversation about Garrett Anderson. Still got a lot coming up hour 2 as well. We'll have Jeff Schwartz, former NFL offensive lineman, going to join us. We'll talk with him. And then lastly, in our last hour, we will also have Mark Funky Cole Medina. So still a lot going on in the show. Rob G., the Orlando Magic, they were supposed to be kind of what we have the same buzz people have for the Hornets. What happened?
That is the million-dollar question, because coming into this season, they were viewed as the new hotness. They were going to be the team that makes the jump from plucky play-in type team, lower tier playoff, to legitimate Eastern Conference contenders. Jason Tatum was going to be out. The New York Knicks, as we've seen, is not as mentally tough as they might think they are. Who knows about the Pistons? And everybody had an eye on the Orlando Magic. They got Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner. They just made a huge trade this offseason to get Desmond Bain. Like, hey, we didn't have any shooting. Now we got a lights-out marksman. Watch us take the next step. And unfortunately, it's been everything but. They have been backsliding, and now they are one game away. They're underdogs at home in a play-in game from missing the postseason entirely.
I think one disappointment for me has been the Paolo Banchero elevating the team. And I think he's still young. Sometimes we forget these guys are 19 coming in the league. But that's the next evolution for him, Rob, is that you have to be not just look up at the box score that says 24 and 10, and you can kind of say, well, I did my part. You have to be able to elevate your team. And it's been a slow process for that for me with him. As Rob G mentioned, they were kind of the sexy pick to be a top 4, 5 seed in the East. Everybody was kind of looking at them. They got a bunch of nice pieces individually, and they just didn't make that jump. So they've been disappointing. The only thing I think, if you're them and their head coach, that you can kind of lean on and say maybe, just maybe, they can make the excuse of injuries. Franz Wagner was out. He missed 47 games this year. He had a bunch of ankle injuries and was out, and he's probably a second-best player. So I think they can sell themselves on that. Like, man, we were out on him, and that's a real thing. Obviously, injuries play a big part. But I think for me, Paolo Banchero to be that next step for star, a regular all-star, he's got to find a way, Rob, to elevate his game and make everyone better, not just looking at the box score and say, well, the numbers match. He got his numbers. And similarly to kind of Carmelo Anthony, of guys who can get a bucket, but maybe tonight I just need you to be crazy on the rebounds and play defense. Or maybe tonight I just need you to, create for other guys and draw double teams. Maybe tonight I need you to drop 45. That's the next piece for him, being that star as people want him to be, is to be able to elevate this team. But the Hornets kind of, no pun intended, took their buzz and became the sexy, fun team everybody was watching in the East.
Yeah, the other one is the Memphis. They were supposed to be the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Memphis Grizzlies.
I like that.
They never got there as well. And you have a young player. You think they're going to take the next step, continue to move up or move on or whatever, and it doesn't happen. And I get the injuries, and injuries are part of sports, and teams have to play through it. I still think even with the injury, it just didn't feel like anything else was happening there. Like the excitement of what was people saying, don't forget about that team in Orlando. Don't forget about that team in Orlando. They're putting it together. They're coming. We can hear footsteps or whatever. And they never came. They just didn't get there. And now, again, Rob G just told you, they're in a must-win game, and guess what? They're not even the favorites at home. Like, people don't believe in them, that they have what it takes to get there. And if you're in Orlando, you got to be somewhat disappointed, because you thought you had the making of something special, and it's just not the case.
Yeah, and I think, again, the more you kind of look at the guys, the pieces that matter for them, they did have a lot of injuries. But this is also why, and I like how you brought up Memphis, because Memphis might hurt worse in the sense that they were, Rob G, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't they the 2 seed the year they were really good? I think they were the 2 seed
Memphis,
that year.
yeah, they lost to the Lakers.
Yeah, they were the 2 seed. So I think it even hurts more there because Ja was even an actual superstar, whereas Paolo's like an all-star caliber guy. We were having conversations, is this the new face of the league? Ja's shoes are going crazy. Kids buying them everywhere. Like, Ja was that guy. And so to jump to the number 2 seed, got Triple J, you got Baines, you got all this nice talent, Brooks. You're looking at this like this is going to be a run, possibly become the new Warriors in the West. And I think it hurts a little bit more what Memphis became.
I'll agree with that.
You know what I mean? But I'm glad you brought it up, though, as an example of just like, this is why
just the
it matters.
idea that you don't always get there is the point. You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to get, is like you see something, you say like, oh, they're developing and they have something, they go out and make a couple of moves, and you say, man, this could be something special, and then you wake up, and then the season's over.
And to add to that, I mean, you can look at teams like even the Pistons, right? Like, you're going to want to capitalize on this newfound success over the next, 2 to 3 years? You know, be in the finals, hopefully maybe win one, because to your point, it ain't always as the trajectory. Like, you think, okay, well, we're doing this, then we should be good, then we should win. It's a special thing that has to happen. You have to have a special mix. Timing matters, and that's why you want to get it right when you can. And credit to a team like the Celtics, who had that young talent and were able to kind of fight through, stay in the Eastern Conference Finals, stay together, fight through the pressure, and ultimately get to a finals. Will lose to the Warriors, but then bounce back and able to get them one. So they were able to kind of have that young, youthful talent. We all saw it, but they were able to mold together and have some success. It's not always linear. It's not always exactly on schedule. So the Magic will have to take this season, because obviously even if they make the actual playoffs, nobody expects anything from them at this point. So they're going to have to find a way, be healthy next year, and hope they can bounce back and kind of become maybe what the Atlanta Hawks have become, where they're the new sexy team as well.
Yeah, but the only way that they got there was they got rid of their star. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Like they had to make a move, and I think people in moving Trae Young were at first, what are the Hawks doing? I remember people saying, what are they doing? They don't know what they're doing. How can you get rid of Trae Young? And their fortunes turned way, way better overnight when Trae Young was dealt.
How does that make Trae Young look like a team that we talk about? You're bowing in Madison Square Garden. Everybody's like, oh, shoot, is this Reggie Miller 2.0?
Right.
And we never saw him again. He put up numbers, but the team had no success. And the minute he's gone, they go on a tear. They go on a hot streak. They're a great squad now, great fun young squad. Shoot, even Kuminga's over there balling. Like, how does that make Trae Young look? Like, are you like, was I the problem? Was I the thing holding him back?
Oh, you could believe that he feels it, only because they really got good, really scary good as soon as he was gone. So that's an
indictment.
There's no way he could look at it and act like he wasn't in the way. Rob G?
Well, in that same line of thinking, to bring it back full circle with the Magic, here's a question for you guys. Paolo Banchero has been paid to be their franchise player. Like, his big contract's going to kick in this next season. He's going to be making like $45 million a year. Coming into tonight's game, he has made one of his last 17 jump shots, shooting 6% from the field. During his NBA career, he has never had a positive net rating. His PER, which I know is, an exact stat, averages right around 17. An average NBA player, middle-of-the-road guy, is 15. So at what point do you say, we're never going to take that step we were talking about? We're never going to reach the heights
well, there you go.
If he's our best guy.
But there you go. Then maybe they have to reshuffle the deck, and just like they did with Trae Young. You know what I mean? Like, you might not want to do it. Oh, he was our top pick, and, and we were going to build a franchise around him. You have to evaluate, and you keep going on and going on. And what did I always say? I always love the quote from Joe Dumars.
Yeah, I like this.
It ain't about being right. It's about getting it right. And sometimes as a GM or ownership group, you got to be able to bite the bullet and go, you know what? We know it. We don't have to prove people that we made the right choice, and we're going to, force the issue we got to understand that this isn't working and we got to move on. And I think that's the way you should be a GM. I really do.
I like that. I think the NFL had a problem with that for years where they'd get a quarterback.
And they have to make him work.
He ain't the guy.
Right.
But they're like, no. I drafted him. This has got to work. It's going to prove it. I co-signed him.
Because the GM is trying to hold on to his job and doesn't want to admit. What was it in Arizona before they got Kyler Murray? Who was the quarterback from the L.A. area? Oh, my God.
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. They dumped Josh Rosen after 1 year.
They're like, this ain't it.
Am I right? They were like, no. And we're going to draft another quarterback and take a guy right here. We're not doing it.
Yeah, that's a good – because, I mean, he was chosen Rosen.
Yeah, you don't see that often, do you?
And that's impressive because teams will ride it to the dirt. Like, okay, guys, it ain't working. It's okay to move on from this. But they're like, no, I have to prove my point that I'm a genius and I got it right. But it's interesting to you guys' point about Paulo because healthy Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, you got Baines, a veteran guy who's playing well over there. And do you trade him? Do you say, hey, because right now this year, so a lot of nice draft picks, do you hit up somebody and say, 1 for 1, you get, swap me your lottery pick. Obviously, you have to make some players to match the money, but and I'll give you Paulo. It'd be interesting to see if they'd be willing to do something like that, if they can match some money and trade for a lottery pick. But I do think if he doesn't find a way to elevate his team, not just his own game, they might start having that conversation at some point. All right, on the way, we got your Shekel City and Tire Rack play of the day, plus an ode to Garrett Anderson. We're going to do that next. It's your boys, Rob and Kelvin, the odd couple, on a Funky Flashback Fridays. Stick with us, Fox Sports Radio.
Rob G, there
what
was
you got, Rob G?
Some WNBA news and
or none news.
Well, yeah, no news. According to the PR
Sexist.
people. Yes.
Yeah, no news that became news. Now, guys, I'm sure that we were watching this in the studio. I know Rob was locked the F in for this one.
I couldn't get his attention back.
But earlier this week, the Dallas Wings had the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft, and they raised some eyebrows by taking Fudd out of UConn. Lauren Best from UCLA was available.
Related to Elmer or no? I'm just trying to
Rob
figure that out.
Parker.
Rob, I'm about to cancel you like Law and Order Organized Crime.
Rob,
now it's
caution.
It's not that she's not a worthy candidate to go first overall. In that way, she was the best player in college.
She was
makes
nice.
Sense. What made it interesting is that the Dallas Wings already have a great guard on their team, Paige Beckers, who also, according to multiple outlets and according to Beckers herself, was romantically involved with Fudd as recently as last year. We don't know they're still involved, but that was the story. So earlier today, Fudd met with the media there in Dallas, and they asked her, about her relationship and whether or not she's going to talk to other players around the league about how to navigate being in a relationship with a teammate. Here's the exchange.
Paige announced last year on TikTok that y'all were a couple, and I'm wondering if that is still the case, and if so, if y'all have talked to any other couples in the league about how they negotiate that dynamic as pro teammates.
I understand why you have to ask that question, but we're going to respectfully decline from commenting on our players' personal lives. Go to the next question.
Okay. The reporter, excellent question. Would you agree with
Yes,
that? Journalistic,
absolutely.
Excellent question. Like this is a fact. He's not rumors.
Speculating.
She announced on TikTok that they were a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to be on the same team, and his question wasn't about what do y'all do in the bedroom. How do you negotiate or navigate when you're playing with somebody who you're romantically involved in? I think it's an excellent question, and what bravo to the reporter. Bravo. And as usual, the PR people get in the way. Get out of the way. You're supposed to be there, right, to help the reporters and the players link and make sense, to help, not to always be a roadblock. Let her answer the question and say she's not comfortable talking about it, and I respect it.
Yep.
We don't need you to jump in and say, we're not talking about personal life. Well, she announced it personally to the whole public. Why is it a problem for the reporter to ask about it then? He didn't say, I heard a rumor. You announced on your TikTok. Don't you think it's a part of the story? It is. I just don't. You know what? She could have given a beautiful answer.
You took where I was.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you.
No, I was just going to say.
Am I right?
Well,
she could have given a beautiful answer.
This, to me, was a disappointing moment because you robbed someone of having a sincere answers. Rob G, it was last year when it was announced from Paige Beckers, right? Like, I'm in a relationship with Fudd. So I've known this is coming. You knew you were going to the WNBA.
Thank you.
You knew that, not you didn't know you were going to get drafted, but you knew this was going to be a possibility. You're prepared to answer it. And this is big girl pants. She's a pro. Like, this is high school, college. I get it. It's they're amateurs. You're a pro. It's a fair question. And let me add on to why I believe it's fair. How many years now have we talked about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? Right? Oh, your relationship, is it a distraction? How do you handle this? Is she coming to the game? We've asked about this. When Lamar Odom was cool with Khloe Kardashian, how does this work to this? There were questions asked. It happens. Let alone.
That question, though, was foul because it said, how long before your career is over in the NBA? But go ahead.
You didn't ask that?
Go ahead.
That wasn't you?
That
was a you question. So my thing is, we've asked this questions and these types of questions plenty of times, right? I mean, how many did Travis Kelce answer, right, with Taylor Swift? And so Paige Beckers is a celebrity, and they're co-workers, and they're on the same team. So in essence, it's asking about a teammate, and I just thought it was a robbed opportunity for her to answer a question how she, I would imagine, has been prepared to answer the question. And also the WNBA, by the way, let's not act like this is some anomaly they don't know how to handle. There have been several relationships in the WNBA. So aside from these two, you now have, and these, by the way, Rob, these are players who are on the same team. DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas. They were both in the Connecticut Sun. You got Dejana Carrington and Nalissa Smith. You got Allie Quigley and Courtney Vandersloot. Style of movie genre that gets your butt off the couch and gets you to the theater. Because as I've been doing this show now with you past a year and a half. Rob G, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of a time he came back. Oh man, this weekend was great. I went to saw this movie.
I haven't seen a movie in years. I used to go in when I lived in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be my thing.
Which
Saturday
theater? Which one?
In Southfield.
Okay.
$5 Saturday, the first movie. I loved it. That's where I went.
How you been frugal your whole life?
That's where I used to go. I used to get up in the morning Saturday, go to the, you know what I mean?
You were the oldest. You know who you are. Rob G, tell me that the oldest, youngest person I know. Like that, you were, that was 20-something years ago, which means you were way younger, still doing old people stuff. Yet you do the youngest stuff. You're gonna be 88 years old in Magic City. I can't keep up.
Like, I can't get over like people paying $20 for popcorn or whatever.
It's wild. I ain't gonna lie.
I just couldn't imagine. I would go to the dollar store, get some candy or something. You know what I mean? I just could not.
Yeah.
I don't understand like the movie companies. But anyway, all right, let's go.
All right, there you have it. Of course, it is the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on a funky flashback Friday. And now it is time. Let's get to Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
All right. Last night 1-1. That brings my total to 109-76. Here we go tonight. I'm going to take the Hornets minus 3.5 in Orlando to take on the Magic. I also have the Suns minus 2.5 at home taking on the Golden State Warriors. I'm going to take the Suns as my best bet. So the Suns minus 2.5. Best bet. And then I'm also going to go with, for my third game, the Minnesota Twins minus 1.5 runs. They're at home. And the Twins, I'm just trying to remember who they're playing. I don't have it written down. All right, Twins are taking on the Cincinnati Reds. So here we go. Twins minus 1.5 runs. Suns minus 2.5 points. And the Hornets minus 3.5. And remember, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
I did pull out.
Man, I'm looking at that American League Central. My gosh, they got to get – come on now. Tigers out here looking kind of mid.
It's had a big comeback the other night.
Yeah, well, it's home and away. They're 8-1 at home, 2-8 on the road. So they got to get that together.
Crazy.
All right, it's now time for your tire rack play of the day.
Rounded left side, grabbed by Swanson, flipped to second for one, Horner to first, double play. Game over. 9 straight for the Mets. They have lost. A nightmare month of April continues. Cubbies win it in the opener, 12-4.
He sounded over it. That's Mets radio there.
9 in a row to start the season. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs last year when they got Soto, and Soto's hurt. It's bad, and Mendoza, the manager, will probably be fired if they lose another game or two. Seriously, it's bad.
And that's what I was saying yesterday. We had J.R. Gamble. I was saying you're going to struggle. It's 162 games. But remember, I said yesterday, I didn't like that they already sound defeated, like the season's over already. Like,
but it's just it's so bad, and people just, I'm telling you, like, he got a reprieve last year. Remember, they didn't make the playoffs last year. People said, oh, they should have been fired. They brought him back, and now they're off to a bad start. So
yeah. All right. That was your Tire Rack play of the day, brought to you by Tire Rack for over 40 years. Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection. With convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, they'll come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Rob, I know you wanted to show some love to Garrett Anderson.
Yes. Sad today to hear the news that Garrett Anderson, we don't know the exact details, has passed at age 53, so young. He was a tremendous outfielder with the Angels. And, you know, at MLB Bro, I'm always doing stuff about people's career. Let's take a listen to this tribute about how great he was as a ball player.
A bro you need to know is left fielder Garrett Anderson, who left his mark on the Los Angeles Angels, setting 13 records in his career, including one for the most hits in franchise history. Garrett Anderson broke into the major leagues in 1994 with the California Angels, and he went 2 for 4 in his very first game, recording his first career hit on a single to right field off Oakland Athletics pitcher Ron Darling in the bottom of the third. He appeared in only 5 games that season, getting 5 hits in 13 at-bats. In 2002, when the Angels won their first World Series championship, Anderson was a big reason why. He finished 4th in the MVP voting after compiling a .306 batting average with 29 home runs and 103 runs batted in, including a 3-run double in the 3rd inning of Game 7, which turned out to be the series-winning hit. Another record-setting day for Garrett Anderson came in 2007 when he knocked in a team record 10 runs, including a Grand Slam home run and a 3-run home run in the Angels' 18-9 victory over the Yankees. Anderson became the 13th player in Major League Baseball history to have 10 RBI in a game. Garrett Anderson helped the Angels win the World Series in 2002 against the San Francisco Giants. That's why Garrett Anderson is a bro you need to know.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
The Cubs took care of business at home.
Swanson goes to second. They get one. Over to first. That's a double play, and the Cubs win the ball game. And it is time to fly the W as the Cubs beat the Mets by a score of 12-4. The Mets now have lost 9 in a row.
Cubs Radio Network on the call. They beat the Mets 12-4 for their third straight win. They've scored 33 runs during that win streak. Off the field, the San Diego Padres are finalizing a $3.9 billion sale to Chelsea Football Club co-owner and private investor Jose Feliciano and wife Kawanza Jones. Former three-time Major League All-Star outfielder Garrett Anderson has passed away at the age of 53. In the NFL, Houston Texans All-Pro defensive end Will Anderson agreed to a 3-year, $150 million deal. The Magic are beating the Hornets 27-10. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on a funky Flashback Friday here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. That's right. You can watch us live right now on YouTube if you feel like it. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button after you do that. Tap the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who you're agreeing with. I already kind of know that, but it's all right. Go ahead.
What?
Check out the YouTube channel and watch us live right now. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Jeff Schwartz, the former NFL offensive lineman, Fox Sports Radio weekend host, and the host of the Jeff Schwartz is Smarter Than You podcast. I beg to differ, but it's okay. That's coming up in about 28 minutes. So we do have a lot to get to hour number 2 as we get ready for the weekend. And I guess Orlando heard us because they came out balling 27-10 against the Hornets. And 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go still in the first quarter. They got 27 points already.
Yeah, the one thing they have in their favor before Rob G jumps in is that Charlotte and Rob G, I think Charlotte lucked out in that game they won, that playing against the Heat, because they took some of the worst shots I'd ever seen in my life during that game. So they kind of lucked out in that the Heat were without Bam and they couldn't really get anything going. But that does – go ahead.
I'll tell you what, watching this team – you guys already know this because you guys have talked about the Hornets. As much as we enjoy the story and they're fun, right, they, especially the ball, are such an unserious team. The way that they play, the shots that they take.
They don't play winning basketball.
No, they do.
Really
It's so much fun because it's like playground basketball, so when it's working, it looks awesome. But when it doesn't work, it looks so bad.
That's how they looked in that game against the Heat. They just got fortunate. Yeah, a couple shots went in, and again, Bam, their leader, was out. But they took – I'm sitting next to Rob. I think it was Rob. Or no, it was Kerry that day. And I said, this is some of the worst shots in basketball I've seen. They just were fortunate. And that's, again, a learning curve. And they're going to have, at some point, have to have LaMelo really mature. If he doesn't mature and stop playing like he's at Chino Hills High again out here in Southern
God knows,
California.
I went to one of his high school games, and it was not pretty.
Yeah, it was a different type of ball. Wasn't he cherry-picking, talking to the crowd, not even paying attention?
It was awful. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen. It really was.
His high school career was really weird. Because he had his older brothers, so he kind of could just.
They both did it. They just were cherry picked at the end of the.
Well, Lonzo played. No.
But I'm talking about the other. When I went, Lonzo wasn't. It was the last two brothers.
LiAngelo and LaMelo. Yeah.
Lonzo was already in the league. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Go ahead. We got a big some ideas around King James right now, Rob G.
Yes, sir. LeBron James making his 23rd playoff appearance coming up on Saturday night against Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets. Shorthanded Lakers against Houston. Nobody's expecting the Lakers to win that series, and as a result, The Athletic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
The Athletic did a long-form piece on Friday that discussed, what's next for LeBron if and when the season ends in the next couple of weeks here. And in it, Dan Wojcicki and Sam Amick, both very reputable reporters, said that people close to LeBron and LeBron himself still maintain even now that they're not sure if he's going to retire this season. And on top of that, if he does decide to come back next season, you still won't know whether or not it's going to be his last year because he has no interest in a farewell tour.
I just can't believe that. That would be so unlike. It would be changing everything that this guy has done. From the press conference, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, to the chosen one on his back. Just everything is out loud. Everything. He has a patch on his – he's the only one with a patch, right, on his uniform about his 22nd season in the big – so now all of a sudden he's going to go out with a whimper and it's not going to be a big deal and he's not going to want a coronation or acknowledgement of what he was able to do and try to solidify in some people's mind, the young people who never saw Michael Jordan, that he's the greatest. Like, I just don't believe that he's going to go out in that fashion. It's hard for me to buy into that. It just is. Because if that was the case, there would be no patch on his uniform right now. There just wouldn't be.
Well, I don't know. We talk about the patch. I still don't. Adam Silver just wanted to honor him and give it to him. I don't quite know what that was. I agree with you.
He could have said, no, what is this? If it's for everybody, who's ever seen a patch for one player? I've never seen that.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't recall. Maybe there's something I'm missing. There's some history maybe. But here's where I totally get your sentiment. It makes sense. LeBron, listen, don't nobody love LeBron like LeBron love LeBron. I'm totally with you on that. The only difference I'll have if I have to – something changed over the last year or so, and we've talked about it, where it seems like clearly not everyone's a fan of, right? Not everybody loves him. That's just life in general. Not everybody's going to love you. But it does seem like the narrative kind of changed, right? Like as if the league or parts of it, especially before the Lakers really went on their run, were over him, right? It felt like maybe there was something, too, where they were like kind of over him and tired of the shenanigans, tired of the, like you mentioned, the patch, tired of these things. And I think there could be a part of him, Rob, where because it's not going to be 100% of everybody being like, oh my gosh, LeBron, farewell, we're going to miss you. And I think he knows that. And I think there might be a smattering of boos or go away. It's been 23 and next year will be 23, 24 years. I think he actually would not do it because it would not be 100% in support of him. You get what I'm saying? Like when Jordan retired, the entire league, everywhere you go, they honored him. It was a big deal. Even Kareem, you had other teams giving him gifts. I think just the way it is now, LeBron maybe stayed as welcome, past as welcome for some players, some fans, some teams, some organizations. I just don't think it would be all cheers at everywhere. And I think LeBron wouldn't want those optics of it not being 100% flattery everywhere I go. So I think there's a chance he'd rather just say, forget it.
See, I can't see that. I hear your point, and that's obvious. But everybody shouldn't love him. It doesn't work like that. There were teams that he beat. There are other situations and circumstances. He left Miami. He left Cleveland, went back like that. Like, I get that. The 25 straight points against Detroit. But that's about being a great player, and that everybody's not going to love you at all times. But you did your thing. And even I'm just saying from this standpoint that he believes and has said that he's the GOAT and has all these fans. It would be a slap in the face to his fans to bow out like that because you don't want to hear a handful of people booing you or not being all in. What about the cheers? You can't tell me that they're not. There are a lot of people who just grew up with LeBron who are on the LeBron. They're LeBron minions. So you're going to discount them because 30% of the audience isn't down with your farewell?
Can I give you an example?
Because you're never going to get a 100%.
But Michael Jordan did, right? And Larry Bird, guys who kind of we knew it was their end, did. And I think it was a different era where, this being a New Yorker, we can scream, hate, you, but man, daggone it, we're going to show love and respect. And Madison Square Garden is one of the greatest places at that. They will boo you the whole night if you're a Knicks fan. And if you just had one of those nights where LeBron dropped 60, Kobe dropped 60, Steph Curry, I think, hit for 60 before. Like all these guys, Jordan, double nickel his first year back. That same Knicks fan base will actually applaud you because they're like, man, hey, we were booing for you, but you put on a show tonight. I don't know if it's quite like that nowadays. And I think, to your point, it would be the majority of people like respecting, honoring, but I don't think it would be everyone. And I just think LeBron wouldn't like it if everyone is not going to be, there. And this is just to me a different way that I'm looking at it. Why he may not, but the reports of people saying there's a chance he wouldn't. I think that could be the reason why they believe he wouldn't. Just because I don't want to. It might get ugly. It might not be always great. And the example I was going to give you, Rob, is the slam dunk contest. Most people, especially peak, 05, 6, 7, 8 to 2010, jumping out the gym, LeBron, great chance he was going to win. Kind of like when Blake Griffin got in, you were like, ooh, it's going to be hard for him. Vince Carter got in, ooh, it's going to be hard for him not to lose. I think LeBron would have been the shoe-in to win it. But I think he was thinking about it. But what if I lose? What do I have to gain? I only have more to lose than the game.
That hasn't stopped him from going to the finals and losing 6 times.
Now, that was a good one, Rob. But what I'm saying is I think there's a thought of him that weighs those optics. If I get in the dunk contest, Rob, and I don't win like everybody expects me to, then it's going to be a thing, and they're going to be like, oh, he didn't even win a dunk. And I think he sometimes
I understand like the whole idea of it not being totally positive or whatever, but I do believe that for those other places where LeBron is revered, it's worth it for his LeBron fans. And the idea that you're afraid to you've been around for all this time, you've done all this stuff, and to bow out because you're afraid that some people are going to boo you, to me that would be lame. Seriously, if I was a LeBron fan, I would be offended that this guy is not going to take a final bow for me. Right? I'm saying if I'm a LeBron fan, you're not going to take a bow?
I think he deserves it. I think what's been great, it happens, like you can dislike him, you can be over him, and that's perfectly fine because that happened. That comes, as you mentioned, that comes with the territory. But I think it would be like, it's one of those things where watching one of my best friends, shout out to Derek, one of my really good friends, Derek, is a huge Kobe guy. And we would go at it, argue, debate. And I always said the one thing I loved about Kobe was like he provided that for people, meaning you loved him, you hated it, but you knew when you turned on the TV that night, he was going to go hard, give it even if you were opposing him, and you could have that respect. Like I could boo him, I could want the other team to win, but dang it, he's going to play hard. And then when he retired, you're like, man, we're going to miss that. Like we're going to miss that era of Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, those guys who went hard. And my point is, LeBron, I think, to your point, Adam Silver should say, hey, look, man, you're going to get some boos. Maybe there's some Cleveland fans still mad or some Miami, but you really meant so much to the game after it's all said and done. It was an honor for the league to have had you for 20-something years, and so you deserve that, and the league wants to do that for you because you're that one of a kind. That's what I think it should be, just because there's a caliber of guys that deserve it. Kobe's, your LeBrons, your Jordans, your Birds. And Steph,
he's been polarizing his whole career. So, I mean, for him to –
I don't think of the whole. I said the second half.
No. But I'm just saying, but for the idea that all of a sudden now you're going to be that sensitive because you expect everybody to stand and cheer for you, do
you think LeBron – I'm asking you, he's not shown to be sensitive at times?
Yeah, this is it. Like once you get out of there and leave the stage, that's it. So you got to make sure you do it the right way or measure it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. Is all those other fans, I think, would be bummed out if he just walked out without doing anything. That's my point.
I would hate to see that caliber of guy just kind of fade away and like we didn't honor him or celebrate him. I think he deserves it.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Do you believe that LeBron James has no interest in a farewell tour? Kelvin thinks so. He doesn't want to get booed. I do not believe that at all. I think he wants all of that, all the flowers, even if they come with some boos at the end. We'll continue the conversation next with you It is the Odd Couple where we deliver insight, not noise. Right here on Fox Sports Radio, and you know what you need to do.
What's that?
Stick and stay.
Unless you're Kelvin Washington, the US of A.
All right, let's tell them about it, Alex. Thank you for that setup, my friend. So let's talk about Express Pros. When production levels change, you need a workforce that flexes to match. Having the right staff to meet productivity isn't just necessary. It keeps costs and manufacturing deadlines in check. And Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for success. Visit expresspros.com to find your local office and discover how Express Employment Professionals can help you hire smarter and faster. Your local Express team understands skilled labor and can easily connect your business with the right workers when you need them. From assemblers and machinists to quality control inspectors, maintenance technicians, and production managers, Express Employment Professionals, they've got the skill, talent that you need. So as one of the largest industrial staffing companies in the States, Express can help your business stay efficient, flexible, and competitive. Find a location near you at expresspros.com to get the local support you need and avoid the onslaught of online applications and sorting through unqualified candidates. But put people back in hiring with Express. Whether you're ramping up production, managing change, or looking for a solution to a skills gap, Express Employment Professionals, they're your one connection to the right workforce. So visit expresspros.com. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business.
There was some news, very big news, coming out of the NBA with the whole gambling situation, and Damon Jones had an announcement that they, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a story that we talked about early in the NBA season. Remember, it overtook opening week, if you recall, where there was multiple incidences involving illegal gambling. Number one being sharing of inside information to aid in prop bets and also in just gambling on games. And number two, the other one being illegal poker games where they were basically defrauding people of money because they were rigged. And it involved several players, you know, most notably Chauncey Billups lost his job over it, but also involved former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones, who today announced that he will become the first person to plead guilty in this gambling sweep that led to the arrest of more than 30 people. He has been charged in both of these separate cases with wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. He previously pled not guilty, but has since changed his tune, even though his attorneys maintain that he is not working with the feds on this one, for whatever it's worth.
The attorneys are saying that because he's saying, I might be giving up myself, but I ain't giving nobody. You know, he don't want to be known as like a snitch. Like that's
Frank Lucas.
Am I right? Is that what that's what the attorney? Because once you start talking to the feds, right? They want to strike a deal with you. They want to do something. You know what I mean? Do they want something? Yeah, they do.
Right.
They do. I mean, but this is interesting to me, Kelvin, because you know, not guilty first, and now you've changed your plea to guilty. This is what we talked about to start with the NBA and the gambling. We've been talking about it forever. This is not isolated to me. This is not an anomaly, a one-off. This has potential because there's so many people around, not just the 12 or 15 players, trainers, masseuse, you know what I mean? Equipment managers. There's so many people around the sport that could profit from knowing situations. So-and-so's ankle's pretty bad. I'm probably not going to play tonight. Hello.
Imagine if you're the one taping it.
Am I right? Like
he ain't playing tonight, or he ain't playing a lot.
Exactly. Or you know something or a situation, or they're going to have him on a restriction, or he's not playing that. Like, there's so much inside information that people would be willing to pay for it. So there's temptation there. And Damon Jones played in the league. I know Damon Jones.
Yeah. Everybody knows Damon. Yeah.
And he's a great guy. But he's in a hot water big time. There's no other way of looking at it. And now he's pleading guilty to being involved in this. This guy played in the NBA, had a nice career, you know what I mean, as a reserve kind of role player, right? Played with LeBron in Cleveland. I told you before, I was once walking in Miami, and he saw me walking to the hotel and told me to jump into his car. You know what I mean? To drop me off right at the door, which is nice. But this is significant, and if there are more people or more information, you don't think the feds want to know how widespread this is, Kelvin, and the idea of it?
I think for me, Rob, if it were just the insider information you're referring to, I would be less because it's so abundant, as you're talking about, it's obvious, and it happens. I'll give you an example. A lot of politicians do that. They know a new law is going to pass that will allow certain oil companies to blah, 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 blah. And then they'll just, hey, you might want to go buy some shares of ExxonMobil. I'm just saying. And then all of a sudden you're like, why is such and such congresswoman, family members all making millions on all this stuff? Because it happens, they know it, and people just okay it. So it's bad, and he should be penalized for that. I think the worst part for me, Rob, because he's the only person that's involved in both sides. He's the only person.
But I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
It ain't that like flip, like you just made it. Martha Stewart went to jail, and
I'm talking politicians.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm saying our politicians do this all the time.
She had inside information.
I'm specifically saying, I'm with you.
I'm just saying.
But this is the same. I'll give you why I'm being specific about that. Because if you and I go bribe somebody, we go to jail. If a lobbyist bribes somebody, it's lobbying. If a politician who has all the insights to new levels and restrictions and standards that are happening, then go and say, you might want to go buy this mobile. It happens all the time. So my only point in saying that is, I'm not saying that's not wrong. I'm saying that happens. When human beings get information.
But this is new to sports because sports wasn't a part of the leg there. It was
all the teams now.
It was taboo.
Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Funky Flashback Friday. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Jeff Schwartz in a few minutes, former NFL offensive lineman, a host on the weekends with Fox Sports Radio. We'll talk with him in just a bit. 877-99 on Fox. There are some reports that some people think LeBron may not want the farewell tour. Rob ain't buying it. I'm saying I can see a world where that happens. What say you? 877-99 on Fox.
All right, let's kick it off. How about Q in Phoenix? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Q?
Number one sports station in the United States of these Americans.
Man, we appreciate that, Q.
We appreciate that, man.
No doubt. Thank you, buddy.
Y'all number one, man. I'm the biggest baseball fan of all time. Rob Parker, I'm sorry. You got to bow down to me.
Wait a minute. Wait. We like 1-1.
Y'all about to battle it out?
You already know. Hey, but Q, you did you hear the tribute we just had for Garrett Anderson, man? Nobody else is doing that, man. We love baseball here on this show. You know it.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. Number one, I'm a Lakers fan since Showtime in the 80s. My number one team is the Bulls, but the Lakers is my number two. I haven't been rooting for the Lakers since LeBron touched down. Man, this dude is so petty. I love what he's doing off the court, but on the court, nah, man, you petty. You straight petty.
So you think he's going to have one? What do you think, though, Q? You think he wants to?
No, you know what I think? I think that he don't want it because I don't think he want people to boo him. He gonna have some type of way like, no, I ain't gonna let these people boo me.
That's crazy. All right, I think y'all are crazy. I think his ego will not.
But that's the point. His ego will not allow him to here. And for the last time ever, number 23, LeBron James. He is not trying to go out like that.
No, they should be cheering him that it's his last game. You know.
Oh boy, you might be there with a bullhorn.
You know, like, can I drive you to the airport? What anything I could do? Casey in Oregon, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Casey?
Hey, guys. I feel like LeBron does deserve a farewell tour, but we kind of have to keep in mind, too, that he's hurt the NBA's competitiveness because he did give birth to the super team era.
Right.
But I think the real question, though, guys, is his son, Bronny James, going to be part of the farewell tour so all his fans can see him play one more time. Great show, guys.
Thank you. No all right, Casey.
So what y'all trying to say? It's it for both. It's LeBron James.
It's also
totality.
It's also Bronny's final game. He's going to be there too. And
anybody with LeBron James as their name is out.
Is out.
Is that
no
what
doubt
y'all saying?
about it. How about Andre in Massachusetts? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. We always got to find out what's going on in the Commonwealth. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, here in the Commonwealth, we are gearing up for Marathon Monday on Patriots Day. It's always a privilege, so it's going to be an event and a spectacle, and obviously
You got the marathon, the Red Sox, right? Big day.
Yes, indeed. So that's a big deal, and we're always something to look forward to. So that's the Commonwealth is gearing up, and it's going to be a special day. But in terms of LeBron James, not only does he want a farewell tour, he needs one, and the screenplay is already written. Let's remember, this is an individual who took his talents from Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland, and then he's finishing his career in Los Angeles, the city of angels. He has a production company with his main man, Maverick Carter, starring in films like Space Jam. He is keenly aware of legacy, of narrative, and of these pinnacle, right, Mount Everest type moments. So the whole idea that he's not interested, this is all him kind of building up suspense, building up anticipation. And I think it's good for him. It's good for the NBA, just across the board. Like, it's going to be something. This is arguably the greatest player of all time. I favor Michael Jordan, but he's up there on Mount Olympus in the top two, at most the top three. So the whole idea he's not interested, I just don't buy it. And I feel it's what really bothers LeBron is the fact that king of the player empowerment era, it's not going to be on his terms because the Lakers have already decided on Luka. So it may take place in L.A., but more likely in Golden State and Cleveland, where he can have more of a say-so because he's not the man in L.A., and I think that's why.
The only place that I think he could be safe, to me, is if Kelvin, if your idea is right, is to go back to Cleveland. Seriously.
You think so?
Like, that would be – because at least he is from the area. He did deliver a championship that the only one they've won in 50-some-odd years. You know what I mean? Right. Going back to Jim Brown. So that would be a safe haven if it was a situation like that.
Let me clarify last point. I'm not saying he doesn't want to consider it. I think he would love he would love it, but I think because it wouldn't be 100% in favor, I think he's saying, nah, I'll pass. I think of course he's thinking about it. Like the idea that, he's not even thinking about it. I don't buy that. But I buy that he could pass on it because it wouldn't be all
So your
peaches
gut
and roses.
or your pass is he's going to pass on it?
It's going to be some weird passive-aggressive, like it'll come later in the year.
I say there's no way he passes.
You think it's going to be beginning of the season, this is it,
Yep.
and everybody –
Yep.
I think it's going to be a halfway through the season – he's going to say something passive-aggressive, like, I guess, when this is your last year, what can you expect? It's going to be something like, I said that.
All he has to do is just text Wash King and then to start the season. and we'll be good.
That might be the first, because he always denies it, so we're like, maybe this is the sign, it's the end. All right, we got Jeff Schwartz on the other side of training right now. If it's Bree, it's for me.
Oh, you guys, I love that so
Bree,
much.
do you like that or not?
I do.
Be honest.
I know. It makes me happy. And you guys know I get super uncomfortable over here sometimes, so it gives me peace. I get very zen.
You can't tell him how to sausage,
me.
man. Don't tell him you get uncomfortable.
Well, not uncomfortable, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I love the Odd Couple. I get all fangirly at times. Just that sometimes,
We're
not
just
all
happy.
the time.
Happy
Thank you guys. Happy Friday. Starting with the NBA play-in game on the Eastern Conference side, the Orlando Magic are kind of stomping all over the Hornets, 47-24. Charlotte is shooting 29% from the field. LaMelo Ball, 0 for 0 for 0. He is 0 from 11. He has 0 points in 12 minutes. Isn't that crazy? 0. 0, 0, 0. He does have 3 assists, though, but he has 2 turnovers. But 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way across. Later on today at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Warriors will take on the Suns. Scott Foster is officiating, so if I have money, I'm going to put all my money on the Warriors, like Scott Foster and the Suns. That doesn't go together. I'm going to be popping some Pepto-Bismol. I'm not looking forward to that game.
The extender.
Oh, yeah. The extender. Heading over to Major League Baseball, the Braves are outscoring the Phillies 7-0. The Rays and Pirates are all tied up at 1, bottom of the 6th inning. The Giants are smashing the Nationals 8-4, bottom of the 6th. The Yankees are on top of the Royals 2-0. Shekel City game. It is Red 0, Twin 0, headed to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And news out of the NFL, Arizona Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett is not attending the first phase of offseason workouts, and he's asking for an extension that pays him starter level money. And Houston Texans All-Pro defensive end Will Anderson agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension. $100 million of that is guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Bree. Appreciate it. Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Funky Flashback Friday. Facing production swings or a tough skills gap, Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier. Find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. Visit expresspros.com. Joined now by Jeff Schwartz, former offensive lineman in the NFL, Fox Sports Radio Weekend host of the Jeff Schwartz is Smarter Than You. Is that smarter than me and Rob too, Jeff?
Well, if I was smart, I would have bet on the Magic tonight. I didn't do that, so that's not smart in everything.
You and everybody else, my goodness gracious!
Jeez, I live in Charlotte, man. This is like our city's time to shine right now, and they're just laying an egg tonight.
It is so bad, my God. 48-24 with 6.5 minutes to go. Pretty ugly.
I mean, Colin has 6 at least. He made a 3 tonight, so we're looking up for him.
Go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to ask Jacoby Brissett.
Yes.
You've been a backup, bounced around. What are you doing? I mean, do they expect him to? He's going to get starter money? Is that? I'm a little surprised in the NFL with that.
It feels like a really strong play for him.
But you know what I mean? Like a guy who's been around, and not like you had some earth-shattering season, and all of a sudden, you're that guy that emerged, and you're going to fight for your right. It just seems weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think a couple of things that bother him just from a base level, right, is if he is starting this year, which we'll see if they draft Ty Simpson or not next week, that he's making very little money to start, right? Like he's making, I think, $5 million this season, which is obviously not a lot of money, right, to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, even the guys that are sort of middle tier, right? So, like, you're not a rookie and you're not a franchise guy. Maybe not even Sam Darnold. You're making, $20 million a year, right? Like, you're making something in that range. And even Gardner Minshew, the backup to him, presumably I think has more guaranteed money. So, from that perspective, I understand him doing this right now. It's the only time of year he has to leverage. There's no other time of year. He's not sitting out training camp, in my opinion. But it might also just force Arizona to just, we're going to draft Ty Simpson then.
or we're going to start somebody else. No, I'm just like really?
It's a bold
let me
move.
throw this at you guys.
It's bold. It is bold to me.
If there's, Jeff, to your point, I think that coming off of last year, him looking good, and they lost some games at the end, but it wasn't his fault. He played well. I think if there was ever a time to better yourself, even if I lose, you go, this is the time to better myself. So if I'm going to give it a shot, I'm going to give it a shot. This will be the time.
Well, it's the time because does Arizona want to start Gardner Minshew, right? Like that's the leverage you have right now is you say, okay, you know what I'm worth, you know what I can do. If I'm starting, give me some starter money, give me some guarantee. If not, start Gardner Minshew. I mean, he has nothing to lose. He's making, I think, $5 million this year. Half-ish is guaranteed. If they cut him, he gets half that half money, and he moves on to somewhere else. I mean, so for him, he doesn't have much to lose, even though it is pretty bold. And maybe it forces them to go get Ty Simpson on Thursday. But I don't think we ever had and this is a very loose holdout, obviously. It's voluntary workouts right now, but a quarterback like Jacoby Brissett, who is held out.
That's what I'm saying, Jeff. That's what shocks me is that
Rob,
I've been covering the league since 1987. I don't remember a guy of this caliber saying I'm not coming to training, camp. You know what I mean?
Rob, you know why, right? This is because your guy you like to talk about. He saw Justin Field get all that money. He said, "Hold on, if he can get some money." I know I can get some money, and I think he might be looking at the Justin Fields effect, at least give your boy 20.
The only problem is the Jets were the ones doling out that money, and so that he ain't working with the Jets.
Fair.
No doubt.
Yeah. The Jets are what they are. Some teams you have a little more opportunity to make money on.
I want to ask you this, Jeff. News a couple of weeks ago, but just from you being in camps, you know what this means. That we were just talking about. It's early in off-season training and all of that, but at camps, Lamar Jackson, who normally doesn't go, to the tune of even giving up millions of dollars to not go, decides to go now. What do you make of that? Is this him saying last season didn't go the way we thought? I'm gonna lock in, new coach, and I want to be the leader. What do you make of that?
I think it has to do with a new coach, right? I imagine that the coach asked him, "Hey, man, can you come to this?" Right? For when you're at a team for a while, off-season workouts can be a little bit monotonous, right? You're installing the same playbook you've already installed many, many times, and we've seen other quarterbacks sit it out. Like that's not unique to miss a little bit of time. Mahomes has done it a little bit. Brady obviously has done it before. Like, guys do that, right? They want to train at their own place for a couple more weeks. Now, most guys show up for the organized team activities when you're actually outside practicing at the last 3 weeks off-season program. So this is not unique. I think Jesse Minter probably was like, "Hey man, can you come? Like, I think you need to be here and be part of this program. We're starting I want to build a new culture, right? And you're the leader of the team, so we need you part of that new culture building." So it makes a lot of sense for him to be there. And again, is he there every day? I don't know, but just I think the reset of the franchise has to include your quarterback being part of it, right? So it makes a lot of sense for him to be there. I'm glad he did it. I think it's important for him to be there this time of year. Again, you have the same coach every year, not as important. You're not missed as much. Guys know you'll be there for them, of course, right? So I like that he's there. I think it's a very smart decision.
I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more, but just your take here, and Zay Flowers blamed John Hardball for the practices, that the load was heavy. Now, this comes from a league of players that voted for more marijuana smoking, no testing, and less practices, Jeff. You know that.
Yeah. I mean, the old marijuana test was a joke anyways before they eliminated it.
You didn't have to be a numbskull to actually get busted. Am I right? They let you know when it was coming.
Well, you knew the time of year was coming. So if you per se stopped March 1st, it was
you
fine.
would be good to go, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. Okay. I tweeted about this earlier at Jeff Schwartz, Jeff with a G. There's 14 padded practices all season. That's it. 14. It's 18 weeks of the season. You can do 11 in the first 11 weeks. Then that includes 1 week. I think the first week you can maybe do 2 padded practice. And padded practice, by the way, includes when you're wearing shoulder pads, whether you wear the pants or the shorts underneath it. That's shoulder pads. And then the last 6 weeks of the season, you get 3 over the last 6 weeks. And a lot of coaches, again, like some use them, some don't. But he's talking like they're the junction boys out there, man. 3 a day is like it's not that hard to practice in pads once a week.
Right.
You got to hit. You got to hit to be good. Like you cannot hit. And it's so funny because a lot of the better coaches, and again, there are coaches that like McVay sort of has a lighter training camp. But a lot of good coaches still hit him and still hitting camp, man. Like there's got to be some physicality to it, right? So I don't think that's at all why they were hurt. I don't think that's at all why things didn't go the way they were supposed to go. I was surprised he made that comment. Like you get 14 padded practices in 18 weeks.
Yeah, I was shocked to see that.
Not a lot.
No. Very, very interesting. But it was different. Like I said, I've been covering the league for a long time. And I remember when people went to training camp and Jeff used to get in shape at camp. And
correct.
And that's when you know, now everybody's already in shape because they work out in the off season.
Correct.
It's just crazy to me. And then we have more injuries now than we had back then.
Yeah, the injury thing is interesting because they keep taking away stuff, right? They keep taking away practices and they keep taking away off-season workouts. And it doesn't feel like the injury rate has really changed all that much in the NFL. Now, older guys will tell you that they like the less practice time. Obviously for some of those guys, it makes sense if you're in year 15 to practice less. But for young guys, I mean, you need to be able to make some contact in practice, right? The game is physical, it's violent. You have to be able to practice some of those things. Your body's got to get used to the feeling of being hit in weird, awkward positions and using your body and using your strength and all those things. And so, being hit too helps with injury prevention a little bit. Of course, you're going to get hurt at practice sometimes. Like it stinks. It's part of the NFL. It's part of college football. It doesn't happen as much as we think, but that's part of it. And so if you coach and in practice scared of being hurt, you're probably going to get hurt. It's not going to go well for you. So I don't mind the NFL in-season padded practice schedule. It feels like a pretty simple thing for players to handle.
Hey, real quick, about a minute here, Jeff. I want to ask you, you ready to travel to Australia? If you were playing still, do you want to go to Australia? Travel far like that to play?
No. Travel to me is not as bad as the division game, the important division game happening in week 1 in Australia. I mean, we're going to look back to that game in week 17 or 18.
It could change the whole season.
We played a week 1 game in Australia in a division opponent, like a huge division game like this. I mean, I'd rather it be not a division game, honestly. I'd rather it be like a interconference game. And I don't mind the Australia part of it. It's on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday.
But Jeff, it's 14 hours each way. I mean, I've been to Australia. That is a kick behind flight. And I just can't imagine going down there because as soon as you get off the flight, I swear to you, the first thing you think about is I got to fly back. That's the first thing you think about. Not about this is great, you know what I mean? I'm going to see this play. It's like, oh, my God, I got to fly back.
You might not afford as nice as the
kangaroo.
players are going to fly, though. So if you fly those layback seats on the way there, that might change your mind.
Yeah.
But I do think, though, that it's a long way to go for a game. NFL players signed up for this. They agreed to this in the CBA. I just wish it wasn't a division game so early in the season like that in Australia.
All right, Jeff.
All right, Jeff, we end it there, man. Appreciate it, my guy.
And you know what,
Take
Jeff?
care, guys.
I think we were smarter than you during this segment. I'm just saying.
That's fair. That happens. Again, I mean, the Hornets, they've gone behind it by even more as we've been talking.
Yes,
so,
it's even worse.
That happens. All right, guys, have a good night.
Thank you.
No doubt, man. Thank you. Jeff Schwartz with the G. Make sure you give him a follow. All right, let's have that conversation we were just talking about. Zay Flowers questioning the practice.
It was interesting,
with John Hardball. Yeah, we'll continue that. Is Rob Parker, who is already in Magic City on this Friday, because why are you showing the camera YouTube your singles?
You can't
Nobody
see.
want to see your little. Yes, how you think I know? We got your little 8 singles on camera.
How can you see my singles? They're below the camera angle.
No. We saw your little. Look at that camera all on them now. Where you going with $3?
Well, she's not that cute, so that's all I got.
Okay. Stick with your boys, Fox Sports Radio.
Sexist.
let's go with the Clippers and what happened, the fall of the second half collapse, and the Warriors move on and they win, and the season is over for the Clippers. Rob G, it might be more than just over for the Clippers.
Yes, sir. It is a tough day if you are Sagar Patel, Monty Bolaños, and the rest of Clipper Nation, all 17 of you.
Nah, see, that's so foul.
Because
they got a beautiful building, better than the Lakers.
They do have a beautiful building.
They got
it's
more,
for the concerts.
They got all the other stuff. They just don't win anything. Go ahead.
They don't win anything. In fact, they had a game in hand. The play-in tournament was theirs. They were primed to go in and get the 8th seed overall in the postseason.
Which is incredible because they started what were they, 6-23?
6-21.
6-21. Like, seriously. Like,
they make a miraculous run to get into position, to get in this
Kawhi
position.
had an MVP-type season.
Absolutely.
He did.
And then in a span of about 8 minutes, it all came crashing down. They end up falling to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Their season is over.
And those people who text me saying Steph made big threes or whatever, that wasn't a playoff game.
You actually?
Am I
You're right. Technically, you are correct.
Technically, it wasn't.
I'm just keeping.
You are. Listen, they don't call you Rob Brand Muffin Parker for no reason. You're consistent.
It wasn't a playoff game, so that doesn't count.
Game.
But now all eyes turn to Kawhi Leonard. He's got 1 year left on his deal. There was trade rumors involving him at the deadline, but with the way this season ended, it's looking more and more likely that the Kawhi Leonard era in LA is over.
And I got to say this.
I'm a fun guy.
Thank you. He is fun.
What do you have to say?
But I'm going to say this. And Kawhi's game, I love that when he came to L.A., he picked the Clippers over the Lakers. He could have joined AD and LeBron and had it on easy street. He's from Southern California. You know what I mean? Like, everything was set up. He could have had a way easier path. The Lakers might have won 3 or 4 championships. You know what I mean? Had he joined him, those two guys or whatever, and he decided to go do his own thing. Might have been some incentive to do his own thing as well. You know, as far as
a little extra,
a little extra
cushion.
Cheese. But my point is that even for somebody who and I was the one who predicted that he would go to the Clippers, and I thought it was great because I thought what he was trying to do was carve out his own legacy. He won a championship, right, with the Spurs. Went to Toronto, a franchise that had never won. Went there, won, and I was like, with the team they had put together and when Paul George got traded here and all that to L.A., I'm like, if he can win a championship with that Clippers team, another franchise that had never won, what a legacy it would leave behind. And unfortunately, they had a couple of shots at it. They choked against Denver up 3-1. And what was the other one? And then they did go to the Western Conference Finals, but he was hurt that year. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was incredible. The Clippers had never made it to the Western Conference Finals. It was against Utah. He played in a couple of the first 2 or 3 games, then got hurt, and they still finished off Utah without him in the Western Conference Finals to get to the Western Conference Finals. But my point is, it wound up being a failure in Los Angeles. There's no other way I could paint it. They had some ups, some moments, but it failed. They did everything they could. I'm not mad at Steve Ballmer. I'm not mad at all the people in the front office that made all these moves. They did everything they could. It failed. It's a failure.
Listen, I've been in Los Angeles for almost 15 years. And when I tell you, I don't know if I've ever seen a sports franchise squander 15 years of possibility like the Clippers did. In fact, the only clips I acknowledge is Pusha T and Malice. It's the only clips I acknowledge. Man, listen, they had Lob City here for 6-7 years. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick. They had a squad, and you're thinking, man,
okay,
they might
you just lost me there, but go ahead.
But they did. What,
By
J.J.?
adding
It was
JJ.
all good to
it
the
was
J.J.
all good to you adding
Somebody
him.
had to hit those threes. And they had a squad, and it became the sexy pick to win the championship. The Lakers were down. Kobe was injured.
And they used to
Guys
beat
were
the
bad.
Lakers.
They smacked the Lakers every time, like 3 out of 4 times a year, sometimes sweep them the whole season. It was nothing. And everybody picked, oh, man, they should go at least to the Western Conference, at least to the finals, let alone win it. Nothing came from that. In fact, came from failures. And in fact, Doc Rivers said, Google me, and we did. And we saw all the failures from those Clippers teams. You fast forward to the Kawhi Leonard era. You're talking about it. Guys coming hot off a championship, look great in Toronto, comes here, and you're like, all right. They start putting the pieces
Weren't you
together.
impressed that he didn't
Paul
pick the
George,
Lakers?
yeah, and it kind of fits his
It does. It does.
So you're like, all right, this makes
sense. Right.
And then they get Paul George as part of the deal and all of that. And then guess what happens? Nothing. Fox Sports Radio. Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us in all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7. And the new and improved iHeart app, just search Fox Sports Radio in the app. Stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. It's always going to pop up at the top of your screen. Shout out to Jeff Schwartz. Appreciate him joining us moments ago. We'll have that up on the podcast. You can check it. He admitted maybe today he wasn't as smart as us, Rob. Maybe not today.
Definitely not today. I mean, it'd be different if he was on some of these other shows. I'm sure that would be the case. I'm just saying.
And not to mention,
I'm not mentioning any names.
Yeah, no. There you go. Look at you. Doing all right.
I'm growing
it's still
up.
early.
I'm getting mature.
No, it's still an hour and 10 minutes. It's still early.
Yeah.
In the show. We'll see. And I think part of it, too, with Jeff was his Hornets, as he's in Charlotte, they're getting smacked up right now. As a 58-29 with 3 minutes left, the Magic up. My gosh. Like, you can lose, but this is insane.
This is insane. I just they didn't have it. They didn't show up. It happens in playoff games sometimes.
Well, this isn't a playoff game.
That's right. That's even worse because it isn't a playoff game.
I don't know what game this is, so therefore they'll say it never happened. We don't even remember it. I want to go back to what we were talking about with Jeff about Zay Flowers and the idea that under Hardball they were practicing too much. He said they were, bodies were getting banged up and guys were out. That's why they have it. Here's what he had to say.
Y'all was tackling in practice?
Bro, we full pads.
All the time. I'm be real. I ain't with that.
The
NFLPA
on the line. However many practice pads you can get.
Yeah.
Or you getting them.
He using
every
them.
single one.
100%. Jesus.
Bro, we doing one-on-ones week 17.
What?
Yeah. Week 17, we doing one-on-ones. Everybody out there, you tired. You still going.
Physically, your body, like, how you manage that, though? You know what I'm saying?
That's why low-key, we had a lot of, injuries.
Yeah.
Because how we practiced, how we went, but I talked to the new coach. He worked with Hardball in 2017, so he know how it was. He know that how we work with Hardball. So he you gonna get your work, but it's gonna be a little bit easier on your body.
What do you think, Rob?
How's it low key when you're saying it on a podcast? You know what I mean? He's well, low key.
Yeah,
that's why we were banged up and hurt all the time because of the practice. It just was funny that people talk to people and act like no one's going to hear that. You know what I mean? Or it's not going to make headlines or something.
Hey, between me and you, what you think? I know we live on this stream, but between me and you, what you
right.
think? Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, only thing I will say, and I've brought this up before, I do wonder, Dan Campbell's one of those. What made the Lions great was tough. They ran the ball, offensive line, they practiced hard. He was big on that. And they've been one of the more beat-up teams you and I have talked to. I mean, they guys going down like crazy over the last couple of years. The 49ers, another team that's tough and physical, run the ball, practice hard. And I don't know if there's a single team that's as beat up as they are regularly. I mean, routinely, they have their star players out. So I don't know. Rob G, I mean, are other teams avoiding this? Are they green juicing it? And, there's got to be something too, like I said, teams who are most physical, like the Lions and 49ers, who always are hurt.
Is there?
I don't know. It's
anecdotal at best, I feel like, because the Baltimore Ravens, they play physical games with the Steelers, and the Steelers never walk around saying, well, we're too hurt. That's why we're not winning.
Right.
Their issue with, everybody's nicked up in week 17, so that's not unusual.
Sure. To me, it's Zay Flowers, and obviously it's not going to happen on a podcast where everybody has on mittens. But what I would do is I would say, well, aren't your problems with the team because you fumbled at the 1 yard line and
Mark Andrews dropped a game-tying touchdown.
Game-tying.
The kicker missed the chip shot field goal.
Likely didn't get the 2 point.
Even Lamar Jackson's turning the ball over. Like
that's why
maybe
you
need to
lost.
practice more. Maybe that's the answer.
You could have won, beat the Steelers. You just make a field goal, a makeable field goal. Didn't happen.
No, he gonna make sure that part. He gonna make sure y'all don't hear that. He gonna mute this part of the podcast so nobody hears it. No, ain't nobody doing accountability.
The NFL Draft is where it all starts.
This is crazy. I can't believe it.
From the picks to the breakdowns, we're covering all of it. Because in the NFL,
I put myself in a position to be here.
one pick can change everything.
I'm ready to get to work.
Join Jenny Taft, Jay Glazer, LeVar Arrington, and former Falcons GM Terry Fontenot. It's Draft Night Live, and it's brought to you by Express Pros and Webull.
This is what I do it for, man.
On Fox Sports Radio.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys. Let's get it.
The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game? That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice.
And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please. I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King.
The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun.
I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
I'm just
Eastern Conference play-in game, Paolo Banchero and the Magic are having their way with the Hornets.
Rebound Wendell. Paolo running the floor. He'll yam it down.
That'll get the opposing coach up.
10-3 is the Magic run. Banchero, 14 points in the first half, and this place is jumping.
96.9 the game on the call. Orlando has a 68-37 lead. It is halftime. Charlotte only shooting 32% from field goal range. LaMelo Ball only has 4 points and 2 turnovers so far in 13 minutes. 10 p.m. Eastern time, the Phoenix Suns are hosting the Golden State Warriors on the Western Conference play-in tournament. The winner of them will play the OKC Thunder. In Major League Baseball, the Orioles are beating the Guardians 6-4. Braves outscoring the Phillies 8-0, headed to the top of the ninth. I'm Brianna Muro.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Our number
three.
That's right. On a funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Here we are. The weekend is in sight. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. That's right. All you got to do is search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. And after that, tap the thumbs up icon and comment away. We appreciate all the people who have subscribed to the channel. And there's plenty more that we hope that you guys join in as well. So, again, go check out our YouTube channel and search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Coming up in about 28 minutes, Mark Funky Cole Medina from Essentially Sports and also a Fox Sports Radio NBA Insider will do that, plus last call. So a lot to get to here in hour number 3 for the weekend. But Rob G, the Texans have been they just spent some big money, and maybe they're sending a message to somebody else in the process.
Yeah, that's right. Big news of the day. You guys have talked about it earlier, and if you're missing any part of Bree's award-winning updates.
If it's Bree, it's for me.
I'm going to remind y'all that the Houston Texans just made pass rusher Will Anderson the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. 3 years, $150, $134 million guaranteed. But that's not it. They paid him. They've paid a lot of dudes this offseason, all right? First off, starting off with Dalton Schultz got himself an extension. Danielle Hunter, the other pass rusher, 1 year, $40 million tacked on. That's Rob Parker money. All right. They made their kicker the highest paid kicker in the league.
I wish.
They paid 2 offensive linemen, one of them in free agency, one of them their own guys. So they're spending a lot of money this offseason on every position but one. CJ Stroud eligible for a big contract extension. They're going to wait on that. They picked up his 5th-year option. His future, though, still TBD.
You want to go, Rob?
You can go ahead.
All right, paper, rock, scissors. Ready?
No. Go ahead. I want you to start.
No. I'm just gonna say. I think it's like this. I think he has played himself out of the big money. Usually, guys play themselves in, right? You had a great year or two, or unexpected year, or you got hot, or you had an MVP candidate type of year. C.J. Stroud has done the opposite of what you would want to do. He started at the top. He's almost like an artist who dropped a classic first album, and then it's downhill from there. And that's unfortunately what C.J. Stroud has done, is he came out hot, white hot. You always like to bring up people who are like, oh, the Texans, sexy Super Bowl pick. He's an MVP pick, and it's been downhill. The year after his first year, set a career high in 12 interceptions.
And you have to admit, I did say that he's the weak link going into the play. I was like, I just don't feel comfortable with him.
Yeah, and he earned that for you to have those doubts. And so you can't just play bad in the regular season and double it by playing even worse in the postseason. And now, Rob, it's been 2 consecutive years of his play going down. So it's no longer just, hey, he had a sophomore jinx, rough year, but teams got a hold of him a little bit. He bounced back year 3. No, it's been 2 years of downplay, especially looking like a deer in headlights in the postseason. So what I think they're going to do, Rob, is say we're going to build around this defense, which has been great the last few seasons. DeMeco Ryans, shout out to him as a great defensive coach, head coach, but especially on the defensive side. And I think they're going to come back and offer C.J. Stroud something like 3 years, $100 million. And that sounds like a lot, but if you look at where that would place him, Rob, that place him right around 17th-ish in the league, behind a Baker Mayfield, right around a Sam Darnold, and ahead of a Malik Willis, who's making $22.5 this upcoming season. So I think they're going to offer him some starter money, some you still got something to prove money, and a short enough contract for him where if he balls out for a couple of seasons, 2-3 seasons, he can get that big one later. And I think they're just going to build around the defense and say this will be our staple, which will always keep us in a season, keep us in a game. But I think he's not getting a big paycheck from them because he's played himself out of it, but they're going to offer him second level, those last, 2/3 of the last third or so starter money in the NFL. That's what I expect to happen.
No, let me tell you something. This is the guy who had the nerve, the audacity after one season to say he was the second best quarterback in the league behind Patrick Mahomes. Remember that? Sitting on the couch like the guys in Animal House, thinking that he had arrived or whatever. Mm-hmm. All they needed him to do last year was to be Brad Johnson. That's it. Uh-huh. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. You don't even need to be great. Don't mess it up. He turned the ball over more times than a bakery. I mean, it was ridiculous. And you got to remember this. Even in the game against the Steelers, he had all those fumbles that they were lucky to get back. Like, he had 5 fumbles and they only lost 2 of them, so it didn't look as bad as it could have been. And then the interceptions, and then he was bad. And for them, considering where he started, as you said, at the top after year 1, where everybody was picking the Texans to go to Super Bowl and whatnot, for them not to pick up his contract, you know what I mean, and cash him out, that speaks volumes. And they're not convinced, and they're not going to do it because if you wait and he balls out, it's going to cost you, right? So you could get it for less now. You could be thinking, you're coming off 2 bad years, so we might be able to get a hometown discount because you're desperate and you know you haven't played well and you're going to take a little less. Mm-hmm. And they still would rather not do that. That speaks volumes. Because maybe you might have gotten the deal hoping that he gets back to where he was or be better with that defense if you take care of him. Do you want a quarterback now who's pressing, who knows that he's playing for a contract? That could work in a positive way and you play better. And also, Kelvin, could work the opposite way where I'm pressing, I'm forcing the issue, I'm forcing the ball to people because I'm trying to make something happen. I'm trying to erase those bad memories that people have of him the last 2 years and especially in the postseason where they had a Super Bowl defense. That's what they had.
Well, that's why they're paying their defense like that. They're paying defensive linemen. They're paying defensive tackles. They're saying we're going to make this our staple, or continue to make it our staple, I should say. But I get what you're saying. That's why I think they're in a great position, because if he stinks, then clean our hands. Hey, we gave it a shot. We move on. If he's good, even if he's really good, even if he's top tier good, I'll give you an example. We saw Sam Darnold be outstanding with the Vikings. They said, no, we're good, which you already know how I told you then I was crazy. And then he goes to Seattle, has a good year, not a great, but a good year with them.
He had the most turnovers, and he had a good year. That's
what I said, a good year. Yeah, it wasn't
he
great.
He led the league in turnovers. I'm just saying, I get it. They won the Super Bowl, and he did what he had to do. But he wasn't great, and that's why there's even still question marks about him. We've been talking about Sam Darnold.
Right, but I'm using that as an example of that's why I think this is where CJ is looking at. Even if he has a good year, let's say it's not great, but a good year, let's use Sam Darnold's last year. 68% completion rate, you'll take that. 4,000 yards. You'll take that. 25 touchdowns through the air, 14 interceptions, quarterback ranking at 99.1. You'll take that. You're all right. We can definitely win with that, especially with a defense like the Texans or a defense like the Seahawks. So you can win with that. My point is, after coming from the Vikings and all that success and what Sam Darnold's been able to do, well, you look at it, he's only making, and I say only because it's NFL money, quarterback money, $33 million. He got his rate at the 16th spot, directly in the middle of the NFL. So I think that's C.J. Stroud's ceiling. Even if he plays well, I think they say, man, way to bounce back. But you gave us 2 not great years and 1 epically horrible postseason. So what we're going to do is pay you, but we ain't going to break the bank. We'll give you, like I said, 3 years, $100 million, which comes out to $33 million, which will put them in between a Sam Darnold and a Baker Mayfield. And you'll have some money. You can secure your family. You're good. But you still have something to prove. And just like Baker Mayfield had to do this year with the Seahawks. So that's what I think they'll end up doing is giving them some good money, but not real top quarterback money, not even kind of that lower tier. I mean, next tier, I should say. And he'll have to still go out and prove it again for a couple years to get the real bag, like Sam Darnold kind of had to do this year and may have to do one more year.
All right, Rob G, what?
I got a comment or a question, really, to Kelvin's point, because I agree with what you said. I think everything that you said holds water, and it makes 1,000% sense. Here's the pushback to it, though. Unlike those other 2 guys, for all of C.J. Stroud's faults, and which there are many, including the playoffs where he's got more turnovers in a bakery, shout out Rob Parker, he has won a playoff game every year of his career. If I'm C.J. Stroud, and I think his agent is David Mulligetta, who's one of the more he's the Rich Paul of the NFL.
Yep.
Right.
And you come at me saying, I'm going to give you 3 years, $100 million. I'm saying, go F yourself.
No,
I am more accomplished than either of those guys other than the Super Bowl. That's Sam Darnold. That's notwithstanding. I'm not taking that contract. Do you then, if you're Houston, say, we'd rather lose you and start from scratch at that position, or do you try to find some kind of middle ground?
I think, go ahead, Rob. I just would think I'd be okay losing them at that point because, again,
but I agree with Rob G from the standpoint of they're not going to take that. Not from where he was and where he was looked at and the idea that he's won these playoff games, even though he hasn't played.
2 years ago.
I agree. No. I'm not saying that if I'm the general manager or the ownership that I'm in line with that, because I wouldn't be in line with that, but I understand where the agent would be able to push back and say, no, you're undervaluing my guy, and we're not going to go for that. Nope, we're not doing it because it would be a discounted contract. But so go ahead.
But here's the challenge, Rob G and Rob. I get the question. The challenge with that is you get a guy like what was it, Davis Mills? I'm saying it right.
He came in. Remember, he won the 3
Rob
straight
wanted him
games.
to start the rest of the season. And he was all aboard the long neck David Mills.
And he should have been warming up in that playoff game, right?
And
he should have been. He should have been warming up. They didn't let him get ready.
So the reason I bring that up, Rob G, because to answer your question is Davis Mills last season when he was in.
What is his middle name? Foreman. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Foreman. That was the most Michigan. Foreman
No,
Mills.
you want to know his real middle name? I just looked it up. You're gonna love this.
Foreman Mills, right?
I like this.
Davis Compton Mills.
Wow.
City of Compton Mills out here in these
That's
streets.
why you like him, Rob. I knew that.
But look, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. To your point, Rob, moving the ball.
They won 3 games. Yep.
Won 3 games. That's the problem. If you're the agent and CJ is, they go, well, look. The way this defense is set up, the way we're good, our division isn't necessarily the greatest. They're looking at it like, hey, all right, we'll roll with Davis Mills. All we need from him is, 18 touchdowns, even 15 we'll take, few turnovers, nothing crazy. We're going to run the ball better than we did last year. Joe Mixon hopefully back or however that works out if he's gone or whatever.
I think he's gone from there.
Yeah, gone. But we'll get the running game going. And we'll lock up this defense. And he ain't hurting us at least. And I think that's the pressure you have is you were bad for 2 years and you were horrible in the playoffs. I don't see the leverage you have anymore. I don't see where that leverage is.
All right, 877-99 on Fox is our phone number, 877-996-6369. Is this a make or break season for C.J. Stroud in Houston? We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
For the best sports talk show in the US of A.
Wow.
The NBA is doing their work, and what they're saying, Rob G, Carey, is they're saying, hey, we know we got some better teams on paper, per se, or better players, including Joker, but the best matchup or the matchup that we're going to give to the fans, because all the rest are on, like, Prime.
Yeah, every Saturday game of round one of this weekend's playoffs is all on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Including, which I believe is going to be the best series, period, of the first round, Denver versus Minnesota.
Okay.
Jokic, the best player in the world in many cases.
Yeah.
Ant-Man viewed as if he's not the next face of the league, like he's right in that conversation. And they're buried on the afternoon slot on Amazon Prime because the primetime slot, the only game that's on network television on ABC, a broken down Lakers team against a Houston Rockets squad with no point guard who can't score because it's being hyped up as come see LeBron James versus Kevin Durant Part 4 in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why I'm not mad at that. Multiple reasons. Shall I break them down?
Go ahead.
Number one, just because you're the best doesn't mean you're the best watch. And Joker is incredible for us basketball junkies. We love him. He's great to watch. It's amazing. His passing ability, unorthodox ability to score. The team has been good. He's boring for a lot of other people. Or not even, I won't say boring as much as they just don't necessarily know him. Somebody who's just going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings on a Saturday to watch some hoops, they may not, I know him, and I think there's an element of LeBron, and not just LeBron. What's in front of his jersey say? The Lakers.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, Houston's a big team as well, and you're familiar with them. You know them. It's KD, it's LeBron, it's rivalry. So I think that plays a role. I mean, you look at one of the better players of the last 30 years was Tim Duncan. People weren't dying to go watch him unless you were a basketball head, right?
True.
And I think if you're the NBA and you want to get as many eyeballs on this, you absolutely are going to put LeBron, the Lakers, Los Angeles, Kevin Durant on versus a Joker or maybe some of these other teams. And also, here's another caveat. I think it's also because, the Joker looks like he should win this series. I can get to him. LeBron might be out. And I want to milk that as long as I can. The Lakers, LeBron, will this be it? Also, will this be his last time in a Laker jersey, meaning the series? That's a real storyline. If you're a TV network, you can work. Dun, 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 LeBron and the Lakers. Will this be the last ride? You can sell that storyline. Two of the all-time greats. Will they ever meet again? LeBron, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Joker, he's like, he's really, really good. What else?
Yes.
He likes horses. You know what I mean? Like, There's not much. So that's it. And also, let's just go, I hate to go full TV radio, but market sizes. LeBron plays for Lakers in Los Angeles, the number 2 market. Massive city in America. Massive. Houston's, I believe, top 5, top 6 market size. Massive markets.
Yep.
Minneapolis, Denver, not that huge. Big cities, but not that huge.
Right.
So I think that plays a role in. You got L.A., you got Houston, you got Kevin Durant, you got LeBron, and I think those are part of the reasons. And last point is this says a lot still about how the old heads are, because if the Warriors win and they get into the actual playoffs, not just the play-in, you best believe Steph Curry is going to get some prime time, some love out there, because those old heads still reign supreme. And last point here, Kerry, NBA put this out. The guys who lead the most views on social media, who do you think is number 1?
The most views on social media?
Yeah, like whenever the NBA posts anything about this particular person, they get views. Who do you think number 1 is?
I mean, it would have to, I would say LeBron.
Number 1 at 2.85 billion. 2.85. Victor Wembanyama second, 2.43. Luka is third.
Okay.
Who has a chance to maybe come back in the series? Luka, right? So
Yes.
I'm going to try
That
to
too.
Lakers. Their prime time. Luka, followed by, you know who's next? Steph Curry. Old head.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Joker there, and then you got SGA, and then goes down to Kevin Durant. So my point is, and then finally after Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards. My point is, and guess who also made the top 10 at 10? Austin Reeves.
Really?
Austin Reeves made it 696 million views, just below Cooper
So
Flag.
they got 3 of the top 10 in that.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Lakers still bring cachet. They still got players. They still got names. That was my point.
Well, that's the thing. So, I mean, Rob G, yes, T-Wolves, Nuggets is going to be spicy, obviously. I mean, the T-Wolves beat the Nuggets last year. And, you know, the revenge factor there, that could be at play. That could be interesting, obviously. But when you talk about Rockets.
2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Well, last season, I'm sorry. Well,
That was last season.
Because last season, the Thunder beat him in 7. Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. If you miss any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your pods and then rate it 5 stars. Follow the podcast, review the podcast. We appreciate all that good stuff. So again, go search it wherever you get your podcast. Just look for The Odd Couple. And you'll find today's full show and a best of version posted right after the end of the show. On the way, Mark Funky Comedina. In a little bit, we'll talk some NBA with him. Plus, we got last call coming up as well. So a whole lot to get to. Actually, I want to go back and check this score. What's the score right now of this Orlando Magic game? 76.
Don't ask questions you don't really want to know the answers to,
Because you
Kelvin.
don't know, right? You don't care about
You don't
that.
care.
I'd rather know the Dodgers are beating the Rockies 2-0.
Once you knew that the score was a 28-point lead for Orlando, you really didn't want to know.
Well, first of all, don't act like you weren't. First of all, you almost jumped off the Detroit basketball train,
I
Mr.
did.
Rob
I
G.
almost did. But
to go to
I'm
Buzz
staying
City.
strong. Detroit basketball.
No. Don't come back now.
Wait a
Don't come back
minute.
now.
Well, I need some bets. Everybody's got the Pistons. What we got?
Nobody, Rob,
Everybody's
not
afraid.
everybody
What?
has the Pistons. The
Come
minute
on.
Jason Tatum came back, everybody went, I would have definitely had that bet.
I
if
hear
Jason
everybody
Tatum
from
didn't come
Detroit. I can't believe what disrespect the 60-win team is getting and blah, 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 blah. It's not that anybody's disrespecting them. Seriously. And you know this. We had David Aldridge on, right, from The Athletic and a Hall of Fame basketball writer. It's just hard to pick a team from nowhere that hasn't even won a playoff series. Do you know what I mean? To get to the NBA Finals. That's all it is. It's like they got to show me. They got to prove it to me. That's all it is.
fair.
It's not disrespect. It's not.
Dude, you covered this league since 1967.
1987.
My bad. And so you remember what it was like in the 80s. The Pistons, ironically enough, had to get past the Celtics. And so we're kind of at the same place again, where the Pistons are going to have to get past the Celtics, at least as we sit here today on paper, you know. And that's why even somebody like me, obviously rooting for them, do they have enough to get past them? Do they have, is Jalen Duren going to be that number 2, even though he's not a perimeter guy, but by the way, I love watching him, old school bruising big man. I love to see that in the NBA again. But is that enough next to Cade to get past a Tatum and a Jaylen Brown? So that's what's making it interesting. I absolutely think they have enough to get by everybody else in the East, including the Cavs, which I can't believe you like, and the Knicks. But they don't. I
don't know. The
Celtics
Cavs
are
have their number. The Cavs have always beaten them. Like the Knicks have always beaten the Cavs.
Is LeBron walking through that door?
No, I'm just Rob G. Can you look it up? Like the Cavs over the last. Like I don't know what it is. Like sometimes there's matchups.
No, we did it on the show.
Right?
That they were beating them even shorthanded, and then they got their full roster and they beat the brakes off of Detroit.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's all I'm going.
That bet.
All
If they were to ever match up, give me that bet.
But that's not unusual. Like it's the same thing in the Western Conference. OKC has run roughshod through the NBA the last couple of seasons, And for whatever reason this year, San Antonio
Yes.
has beaten the brakes off of them 4 out of 5 times.
And that's all it is. It's like some sort of like same thing. The Knicks roughhoused the Cavaliers, right? And have beaten them in the playoffs where they were a couple years ago. The Cavaliers were the favorites, and they got run over. That's all I'm saying. Like,
no, I get it. I just don't like the Cavs like that. And this was before that. This was before this year. It was last year. So I just don't think they're tough. I don't think they know how to close out games. And Donovan Mitchell is going to have to really prove he's incredibly talented. He's really good, but he's going to have to, finally kind of get his team really in a deep run again. Maybe Eastern Conference Finals, maybe to the finals before you kind of really buy into that Cavs team. I'm just not into it.
Speaking of the Cavs, there's been some news swirling about the last couple of days about them on a couple of fronts. One of them being, we all know this, James Harden is going to opt out of his deal because he wants a new contract. That was part of the reason why he forced away out of the Clippers.
right, and the Clippers did the right thing because
So-
I wouldn't be giving them
So
no
that's
new deal.
one. And then the other one, this just came down last night. It's being reported by The Athletic that if they don't make a deep playoff run, or excuse me, if Donovan Mitchell does not agree to an extension, which he has said he's not going to do unless they make a deep playoff run, then they want to trade him this offseason so they don't lose him for nothing in a year. So you could go from being, a couple of years ago, we talked about Orlando. Cleveland was the new hotness. They got Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Garland.
When they got
Allen.
those guys in the draft
They
and
have
all that, they were ready to go.
Never made it out of the second round.
Yep.
They make this big trade where they get rid of Garland, bring in Harden. Now you're going to be stuck paying him at, his 18, 19, 20-year season, $35, $40 million, and you may have to get rid of Donovan Mitchell, your best player. So this is just as big for them in the postseason as it is for any of these teams that are out there right now.
I agree.
No, that's real.
Their team is going to change, and it could change dramatically from what they have. And I don't know if you're Harden, do you really need to have that great playoff, you know what I mean, push in order to get somebody to be interested in you again? Could he have a one-off where he finally just plays well? Do you know what, like that?
Yeah.
I know history says no, it's not going to happen. But can you imagine just for one turn the clock back and he's that guy we've seen, what that could do to them? I don't. I expect it to happen?
No.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you're right to feel that way. I can't even argue.
Not that he'll play horribly. I think he's capable of playing solid, but I don't think you'll look at it and go, "Wow, he was really a big time contributor." But looking at this bracket, I mean. So if the Cavs, first of all, they got to play the Raptors, which is going to be a tough series. That's why it's the 4-5. Then you have to presumably, let's say the Pistons take care of what they're supposed to, go through the Pistons. And then you may have to go through the Celtics, again, if it's on paper. So that's going to be
But
brutal.
if the Celtics miss 75
Celtics.
three-pointers, you could beat them. I mean, just think about what I just said. They took 100 three-pointers against the Knicks and missed 75 of them. You remember they were leading in every one of those games.
Yep. I wonder if, A, they've learned their lesson. B,
no, they're still going to shoot threes.
If they're looking at the Charlotte Hornets and saying, maybe we shouldn't do that. How you have the number 1 and number 2 3-point made field goals in the same team? That ain't going to go well because you're going to be too reliant on that. And that's what I was watching them the other night when they were playing the Heat. Literally, who could they just dump it down to, Rob, and say, we're out of breath, go get us a bucket. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like, everything has to be a three. And the Celtics were doing that, where it was like, dude, it's okay to dump it down in the post.
Wasn't it the Rockets when they lost and they lost
33 straight or
27 straight. 27 straight threes. And you're watching this going, are you kidding? And the game was close.
Yep.
It wasn't a blowout. It should have been a blowout, right? If you missed 27 straight threes.
God forbid you go to, and God bless late, great Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, Tracy McGrady, Paul Pierce, Dwayne Wade, guys who knew how to get to their spots, Tim Duncan, Dirk and being a
Where are coaches, though, Kelvin, to call a timeout? Here's a play. I need a basket. I agree.
Is
that so hard?
The thing that's missing, last point before we break, the thing that's missing, Rob, and you've been covering this league, Rob G, you've been a fan of this league, is guys knowing their spots. When I used to watch Paul Pierce, he knew where, all right, I got to go get a bucket or 5.
Right.
Kobe Bryant, these guys don't know that. And I watched the Hornets, they're freaking out. They were acting like they were down 5 when they were only down 3. 50, go get a bucket. 50 seconds. Like, you don't need a three. These guys
You don't need a three. Right.
Exactly. They don't know how to just, I'm calm, I'm cool, collected, I'm at my spot. Patrick Ewing at the elbow knew exactly what he was going to do. Hakeem Olajuwon knew exactly what he was going to do. Kobe Bryant, they don't have that anymore. They don't know spots. It's pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. Come back, give me another pick and roll, pick and roll. Freak out, three. God forbid teams and players specifically, you know I'm on the left block. You Karl Malone, everybody knew on the left block because he want to turn on that shoulder and get that shot. Gone are those days, and I think teams need to get. Kawhi Leonard is great at it. Obviously, he had a bad game the other day, but he's great at knowing where his spots are. Teams need to get back to teaching their players. You should have three go-to moves where we can get a bucket from you. Guys don't have that anymore. All right, Mark Funky Co-Medina. We'll talk some NBA with him. Right now, if it's Bree, it's for me. He's got the update.
All righty, guys. In the Eastern Conference play-in tournament, the Orlando Magic are beating the Hornets 80-53. 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Paolo Banchero has 23 points. LaMelo Ball for the Hornets kind of woke up. He has 10 points so far, 5 assists, and still has 2 turnovers, so that's not terrible. In the Western Conference play-in tournament, the Suns are hosting the Warriors at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Kristaps Porzingis listed as questionable for Golden State, and Grayson Allen also listed as questionable for Phoenix. Winner of this game obviously will face the Thunder. Tomorrow, the real playoffs officially get started. The Lakers are hosting the Rockets at 8:30 Eastern. Houston is listing KD as questionable for Game 1 with a right knee contusion. Also listed as questionable, Anthony Edwards, as the Nuggets are hosting the Timberwolves. In the NFL, Houston Texans All-Pro defensive end Will Anderson agreed to a 3-year, $150 million extension. $100 million of that is guaranteed, officially making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league. In Major League Baseball, the Cubs beat the Mets 12-4. Chicago has won 3 straight. The Orioles broke a 3-game losing streak, beating the Guardians 6-4. The Braves shut out the Phillies 9-0. Shekel City looking. The Reds are beating the Twins 2-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals beating the Astros 4-2. Have a good weekend, guys.
You too, Bree. Thank you. Appreciate it. The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Funky Flashback Friday. And at University of Maryland Global Campus, you can choose from more than 65 graduate online degrees and certificates, including our MBA, now with 10 specializations. No application fee through June 1st. Visit umgc.edu for more information. That's right. You hear the music. You know what it is. Mark Funky Co-Medina, Essentially Sports, Fox Sports Radio NBA Insider, Mark G_Medina. Give him a follow. Mark, what up, man?
Hear from you. I have a question of my own. I'm wondering what's grinding Rob's gears more, the play-in tournament games or all these exceptions for the 65-game rule?
Well, the exception one is just bad. It just so fits with the commissioner, Adam Silver, being donut soft. He's just, what is the point of the rule if you're going to bend it? And then Ant Edwards can't get the same thing. I just don't even understand it. None of it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, Rob? It could be worse. In the postseason, maybe there'll be players that file an exception that the game shouldn't count if there's some major injury on the team.
Right. He was supposed to stand on business to me, as Rob pointed. He and I have talked about it. It's one of the few things we agree on. That if there's a rule, there's a rule for the rule. Like, that's the reason you made it. And what's crazy is, Mark, this season, more of the star caliber guys didn't play the 66 right. So it to almost prove the point for the need for a rule. And it's okay. Bounce back, Cade, who obviously I'm biased. I love the Pistons go. But, hey, Luka, bounce back.
Right.
Have a better season. It's okay. It part of what makes an MVP season, Mark, special is also, yes, scoring, yes, defense, yes, blocks and all that good stuff and assists. Also availability. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're 100% correct. And, look, I have a problem with the rule only because I don't think it actually solves the symptom of the problem. You know, they've said to me, people in the league office, that there has been some percentage increase improvement, but it's very marginal. And, I fault the players that, I know there's real injuries, but, this was collectively bargained, even though they didn't propose it. And these are bonuses. This isn't guaranteed contracts, but if you're going to pass a policy, take ownership of it.
Right.
For a full year or two. I mean, on one hand, Adam Silver is saying, I like this rule. I'm going to keep it. I like the results. But then you make all these qualifying exceptions to it. It doesn't really address anything. And I think when we're connecting the dots here, guys, I can't help but think that the only reason why this rule was passed was more of a perception problem than anything else. And what was the perception? Well, when they passed this rule, the league was negotiating a new TV rights deal. And so they wanted to tangibly point to the networks, hey, these star players are going to likely be more available with these marquee games, so let's increase the financial package for this. I think that's really the driving force of it, and after that, it's like they didn't actually solve the problem.
But see, here's my issue, and baseball does it right, and maybe there's some other way to tweak it. But you know this, you can't qualify for the batting title. You need 3.1 at-bats per 162 games. Is that right?
Yeah.
There's got to be some number. Kelvin talked about it. Maybe it's a number, number of minutes, or there's something that has to be in there for you to be able to qualify. Because to me, to have this and then let them off the hook doesn't make any sense. All right, I do want to ask you, too, if these playing games aren't playoff, it's the weirdest thing. So they don't count for playoff stats, but they don't count for regular season stats. What? I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, it's wild because I wonder years from now, you see some of these, I know they're not playoff games, Rob, but there have been some pretty entertaining playing games. All of a sudden, it doesn't really matter in the records books. That's a little weird.
Right.
But I think, how people view the play-in tournament, I think Steve Kerr really distilled it perfectly the other night after the Warriors won. He said, a few years ago when we had the 8th seed, I hated it. But now that we have the 10th seed, I like it. So I think from a viewership standpoint, the fans, it's been a good thing. It's helped. But here's the unintended consequence. Maybe it's created some more exciting games before the playoffs start, but that has also contributed to the extreme tanking. When you're looking at the difference between 10 and 11th seed, it is monumental, the game difference. So I think what's happened is, yes, there's been a fight for teams to try to avoid the play-in so that they're automatically in the playoffs. Yes, there's been a little bit of a fight for those teams 7 through 10 to jockey for position for home court, or you only need one play-in game. But if there's separation between being out of the play-in and going for the lottery, teams are going full tank here. And I know that only affects a third of the league, but every single team plays those bad teams, and as a result, there's a lot of bad basketball. There's also a lot of uncertainty on when teams win. Are they actually a good team? So they create a problem, or they solve a problem, but also create several new ones.
Hey, he is Mark Funky Comedino on with the Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. There's just a lot of funky going on. Let me ask you.
We need some soap and water in this room. I'm just saying.
Let me ask you about the Lakers. Is there any chance and if so, you give me the scenario where Luka comes back?
I don't see it. Grade 2 hamstrings are dicey. Those are partial tears. 3 to 6 week timelines. If you look at the timeline, that lines up with second round. I talked with, outside doctors about this when the injury happened. On the one hand, hey, they're not working with Luka or Lakers, so they don't know chapter and verse here, but they know generally the nature of hamstring injuries. If you come back too early, it's more than likely you aggravate it, and then what's the point? And so that's where Luka and the Lakers, they have to take their time. It's good to be proactive with going to Europe, getting whatever innovative treatment he got there, but you can't rush the recovery. So I don't think he's coming back, even if there is a scenario that, hey, it's a 7th game and do-or-die situation. If he's not fully cleared as far as checking the boxes of, individual drills, 3-on-3, 5-and-5, they're really in danger of then injuring him, and then he's out for the second round if they wind up advancing.
I want to ask you here, a lot of people in Detroit are mad that most people are not picking the Pistons, even though they have the best record in the East and whatnot. And Kelvin and I were just talking about it, and I just think it's about experience, not a diss to them. They haven't won a playoff series in like 17 years. Is that what it is? Something like that, like a very long time. Is that fair to judge them that way, Mark, where you just say experience-wise, it just looks like it would be tough for them to get all the way from where they are in the regular season all the way to the championship, or are we discounting them too much about experience?
No, I think I think you're pretty much on point. The only exception I point out is they were in the playoffs last year, so I don't think it's about
right. But they didn't win it. But they didn't win a series in a long time.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's what I mean.
Without a doubt. But what I'm getting at is they're going to fall short because the Celtics and Knicks are better teams, or Cleveland.
Wait. You said the Knicks and the Cavs, Cleveland. What? Mark, are you crazy?
No, I'm not crazy. I mean, the Celtics, they got Jaylen Brown. Joe Mazzulla's a great coach. I think each round, Jason Tatum's going to have his workload increase. So as a result, his scoring will increase too. The Knicks, I mean, I have questions about their offensive consistency, but their defense has been top 10, I think, since January. That'll sustain. And the Cavaliers, I have skepticism on how far they can go because of James Harden, his playoff history, as well as his durability. But first, second round, I think the health concerns aren't going to pop up just that early, just because attrition usually emerges later on.
Oh, see, Kelvin is sick now that you put those.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark. I told Rob I expect the Pistons to have a really good Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics, but the Celtics will win. They've been there. They know what they're doing. But the Cavs, there's nothing that shows you the Cavs can be that team. I don't even get why you or Rob think the Cavs are like that. I'll give you the Knicks. I don't agree with you, but I can understand that. But the Cavs, I just don't get that.
Yeah, the Cavs, I'm looking at just their top-heavy talent. And it's not to say that I'm, believers in them.
I don't know if they're more talented than the Pistons. Who do you take, Cade over Donovan? Who do you have?
I would take Cade.
Okay. Duren or Evan Mobley?
Well, who would I take? Evan Mobley or who?
Jalen Duren.
I would take Evan Mobley. I mean, he's a really great defender. I mean, I know he's inconsistent, and that's part of the reason why I have Boston and New York over them. But I mean, he can be a great two-way player, and he's very mobile. He's got athleticism. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good big.
It's going to be interesting. Kelvin's going to be crying in his Wheaties.
I'm glad he's on with us every week.
But you know what, Mark? He won't take a bet. He's all into the Pistons, but he won't take a bet.
Wait. Go ahead, Kelvin, and then I'll back you up.
I'm saying I'll take a bet if the Celtics are the team that I say can beat the Pistons. No, I don't like anyone
Maybe
else.
Maybe the Celtics get knocked out earlier, and this is why you could take the Pistons to get to the championship. I don't understand. You're automatically why they got knocked out last year. The Celtics. Why won't you just take that you believe in the Pistons?
Well, hey, Rob. I think something worse than not taking a bet is taking a bet and never paying up.
What are you talking about? You keep talking about some. We don't have a cheesecake bet. What?
Yeah, we had some cheesecake bet that the Christmas Day games in 2023 would be entertaining, and they were. And
he remembers. But how do
How do we figure out if they were entertaining or not? I don't know. Did we really bet that?
Yeah, we did. We did.
All right,
Rob G. Now that's true. He didn't give you your song. He didn't give Marcus cheesecake.
Wow.
Come on, Rob.
And don't worry about it, Mark. That brown stuff on the cheesecake, those are sprinkles. Don't worry about it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Bing bang.
It is definitely now a Funky Flashback Friday. Right. Mark, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Rob, and covering the best.
No doubt. I'm going to argue with him on Twitter or something later on. All right. On the way, Rob. Last call, 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Great show. If you want to get in, your last chance to do so. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on the Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
All right, so getting back to the story we're going to discuss here, The Athletic surveyed 161 active NBA players to get their thoughts.
Diana Rossini didn't have anything to do with this, right? I'm just.
Oh, God.
I just want to make sure.
To get their thoughts on who they believe should win the NBA MVP award. No real surprise at the guy they picked. 39% of the votes went to SGA, more than twice as much as the second-placed finisher, which is Nikola Jokic. The rest of the top five in order. So it's SGA 1, Joker 2, and 3 guys tied for third. Jaylen Brown, Luka Doncic, and Cade Cunningham.
Somebody's missing from that list. Wait a minute.
None other than Rob Parker's favorite big man, the slender assassin himself, Victor Wembanyama.
Everyone knows it's Wemby, except the NBA players.
Finished a distant sixth, only got 5% of the votes. No love for Wemby in the NBA circles.
All right, Kelvin, this is what I talk about all the time.
What's that? What's that, Rob?
The players are jealous. They are always getting in their feelings. They don't want Wemby. We're not pushing him to the front of the line. Not only is he an offensive machine, he plays defense too, and he's not even in the top 5. How could that possibly be that he's not in the top 5? It's because they don't want to crown him. They don't want to say, Wemby, you're that guy. Jealousy reigns supreme. We've talked about it before. They would 100 some players didn't even vote for LeBron James for an All-Star game. Another 100 people didn't even vote for Kevin Durant. We're talking about 5 or 6 years ago when they were both viable big-time stars still, right? They didn't vote for them. Players can't be trusted. They have skin in the game. Don't ever allow players to vote on anything. They'll never give you an honest view, an honest take. It's Boulder Dash. It's Poppycock. How is Wemby not in the top 5? He plays both ends of the court. How many guys today, Kelvin, play both sides of the court? Wemby? Can we say that? Everybody knows it's Wemby. He should be in the top 5. I'm not saying he has to win the MVP. How is he not in the top 5? Ridiculous.
So, look, this isn't quite as egregious as LeBron not getting 100 votes or whatever it was. That's egregious. That doesn't even make any sense. And the only reason why I'll say that, and I'll provide a slight pushback to you, is that Luka has had an amazing season. We've talked about it throughout. SGA is his to lose. Everybody would probably agree on that. And then Joker is Joker the last 5-6 years. He's just been incredible. So, and then Cade at one point in time had the best record in the NBA or right behind the Thunder. So there was a point where you say, man, Cade could honestly be there. So I think the list is a very fair list, which is why I'll push back a little bit on how crazy it is for them to think those other 4 guys could be ahead of Wemby. And why I think this is because of a multitude of things. I think they're looking at his stats a bit and going, well, 24 and 12, that's a bad night for Joker. You know, that's a bad night for a guy like a Giannis or somebody. So I think they're looking at his stats and saying those aren't the most overwhelming stats, but that's not what makes Wemby great. Wemby is giving you these stats, 24, 12, and 3 blocks in 30 minutes. If he was giving you 38 minutes a game, I don't know what his stats would be. Would it be 32, 16, and 6? It'd be, 5 or something. It'd be incredible. But you also mentioned it. I think they are underestimating the other side of the ball. He is about to lead the league 3 years in a row in blocks. His team is 3rd in defense because of him. And when you look at the massive turnaround, Rob, they have 61 wins. That is incredible for a team that was just the reason they got him, because they were so terrible. They had the number 1 pick not too long ago. So for this team to be having a real chance to have taken the number 1 spot in the Western Conference for a very long time, it's not going to happen now. They're 3 games behind. That also should bode well for Wemby. So between what he's providing offensively, especially what he's doing defensively, probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year, and then the fact that his team is sitting at 61 and 19, that is absolutely incredible for an extremely young Spurs team, minus a guy like De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes. So I think he's definitely, in my opinion, in the top 3. But I will say that's a very good group of guys, which is why I think some weren't hating. They just were like, well, shoot, look what Cade did with a Pistons team that's at one point in time was vying to be the number 1 seed, maybe in the NBA for a while, but obviously the Thunder have that. Okay, DJ Ali Alex. I like this. Funky Flashback Friday, the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Thank you to Mark Funky Co-Medina for joining us. Always great having him on. We'll have that up on the pod some point throughout. When the show ends here, Rob G will get it up for you. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. It is now time for Last Call.
This is the Last Call.
Last Call!
It's Last Call. Last Call time on the Odd Couple.
I got to get my cardio up. I ran out of breath, Rob.
I need baby oil.
Last Call.
Give me the money shot.
Oh, boy.
How about Kevin in Culver City?
Wow.
You are the last caller here on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
God is good.
All the time. There you go, Alex.
Oh, yeah. Got you, Alex. Good job, Alex. Yo, Rob, man, that tribute to Garrett Anderson was incredible, man. One of the original MLB bros, R.I.P. Garrett Anderson, probably one of the most sweetest swings you'd ever see. Those old California Angel teams with Jim Edmonds and Tim Salmon. That was when I was just starting to learn about baseball. Great player, man.
Oh, man.
That was great, Rob.
Appreciate that. We do that on MLB Bro, like for players, all the time so that people don't forget them. And I wanted to play that because, Kelvin, I don't know if everybody knows how really good he was.
No, that's a great point.
He was really a good player for the Angels. Their World Series win in 2002. I covered that against the Giants, and he was always just a great guy and player for the Angels.
No, that's real, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you were able to do that, brother, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm all about the content for this show. Y'all got to get Chrissy Ford because she wants to do Kendrick Lamar and Drake Part 2 with Rossini. She's going in on these streets from USA Today Sports, and she's going in on this whole thing, talking about fights in Chili parking lots, and all the other women reporters knew about this a long time ago, and they all knew about it. Y'all need to talk to her. Y'all need to holler at Chrissy Ford, USA Today Sports. She's going in.
No, she got fired. She's not there anymore. They because she was celebrating Diana Rossini resigning.
You're fired.
So they fired her from USA Today. But I've seen it. Kelvin, you've seen it on
it's
social media. It's a little bit of a mess there. I'm going to say this, and you know this. I've done it. This is what I think I'm supposed to do, and whether or not people should be hired, fired, as a columnist, opinionist, or whatever you want to call me. I thought that Rossini should be fired. You remember that? I said it straight out the box. Okay, I did. Because of the journalistic part. I'm not the morality police. I'm not talking about that. And she wound up resigning because they were going to find some stuff anyway. It appears that if she probably wasn't going to be renewed in June or whatever. But you've never seen me on here celebrate someone getting fired. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference with me making a case why they should make a change or do something different compared to celebrating somebody's demise. It's just like Michelle Beadle. Was she the one who was saying that she hoped Stephen A. something bad happened? I just could never put that kind of juju out there. I don't think that's what you do. That's it.
No, I hear you. You don't want you can disagree with somebody. You can not like somebody's performance. Somebody might, Kelvin's opinion was crazy. Rob sounds great, but you don't want that. But it's going to be interesting again the fallout from this. And will we ever hear from Mike Vrabel, Rob? That's what's going to be really interesting.
He's a coward. It's not going to happen.
Ooh, shots fired. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate you rocking with us. We'll be right back at it on Monday.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?